that the way we always start? Isn't that perfect? What is up, everyone? Welcome back to Malt and Magic for our second Orbital Blues arc, which I am buzzing for. I've been super, super excited and even more elated that we're doing it in person round the table. Absolutely thrilled. So, I'll go around, let's do a little intro. We'll intro who you are and who your character is, and then yeah, we'll get going. So, I'm Bodhi, the unexceptional GM, and these are the exceptional players. Tom.
I am Jimmy Joe Brains, and Jesse's my uncle cousin.
Yep.
This is gonna go so well. Fucking hell. Hi, I'm Matt. Today, I'm the less attractive version of my character, but I will be playing Rose Magenta.
Hello, and I'm Danny, and I'll be playing an older version of Neo, who you may remember from the first arc of Orbital Blues.
Hi, I'm Dave, and I'm playing Jesse Brains again. Again, slightly older, and we'll see how the years have fared with him.
Well, I think the inbreeding's catching up with him.
By the sounds of it,
Amazing. Right. Run that title. Welcome back, everyone. We have got our tech man is quickly doing some little pieces, so I'm going to ad-lib in between. Our first Orbital Blues arc ended with a bunch of character deaths. However, we're fast-forwarding a little bit into the future where a couple of the characters that did survive that last arc are still with us. They founded a new crew and are back to their old ways of causing chaos, claiming bounties, and taking odd jobs just so that they can get their next can of dog food.
Kicking names and taking names.
Okay. So, if everyone's sitting comfortably, let's begin. The camera drifts through the ether of space. You can see at this range the planets drifting slowly through the void. There, chunks of Mars float and drift in amongst one another. One of which you guys will be very familiar with, Mars 5, where we had our last arc. Now this group has been told to meet someone between Mars 5 and Earth. The space in between, the darkness in between. This is not common. Often meetings are done on soil or land. And so, as the camera pans in, suddenly, unobscured from the darkness of the void around it, we see a matte black ship, sleek, long. What you would imagine if there was air, it would be exceedingly aerodynamic. And the camera pulls in through one of the side windows and into this vessel. There, in the cockpit, are 4 silhouettes looking out at the void of space, simply waiting for their mark. On the radio we hear, "Welcome back to Malt and Magic 97.8. I am Bodhi, the unexceptional GM, and your tall, dark, and handsome host, dazzling your ears with docile tones in the afternoon. We will be continuing our tales about the renegade future of yesterday that nobody wanted. So prep that zero drive, buckle up, and get ready, for the adventures we recount welcome you into the galactic era of the Outlaw. And as always, here at 97.8, the following music-fueled Moon Age daydreams of the rebel race to Andromeda are all 100% true. These are your Orbital Blues." That moment, you reach out, Matt. Silence the radio as you see a small vessel drift into view of the windshield of the cockpit. This vessel is smaller, round in shape. You could almost say rotund. It's got a thin point at the front and 4 kind of thrusters at the back. Tiny little wings on the side for stabilization, but you get the impression that this is one of the mining vessels that one might find on Mars Cinco or something like that. As the ship drifts into view, you hear on your comms, hello, it's me, Solomon Lane. Are you the guys?
This is the captain of the Odyssey 2.0.
Hello, Captain. Pleasure to meet you. I believe we know someone in common. Laz, right?
Yeah, up there. Yeah. There'll be a recognition, but then play it cool again. Yeah, we're familiar with Laz.
As you look at the cockpit, you can't quite see this person's face. They're more silhouetted through this tinted kind of windscreen that they have. And as you say that, we flash back to a couple days earlier. 2, you all sat round in the lounge area of Old Bessie 2. It's a normal day for you guys. Not much is happening. You haven't had the call to arms or to work for a little bit, but you find your guys just kind of meandering and chilling with one another. So you've already spoken, Danny. Can you please introduce your character, what they look like, and what everyone's saying, and what you're doing in the lounge on this fine morning, 3 or 4 days ago?
So I am Neo. So if you'll remember from Arc 1, he was an artificial intelligence potential super weapon who was a child at the time, but he ages exponentially compared to everybody else. So he is now mid to late 20s. You can only see his hands and his face in his flight suit to cover the fact that the rest of his skin is still translucent and you can see all the mechanics underneath. But again, harking back to Arc 1, you will notice he has Gigabyte's cybernetic arm and his jacket on as a momentum. You'll see a laser pistol, which may have been from another character from Arc 1 at his side. He has less wonderment on his face than he used to now, as he's been hardened by horrible decisions, horrible fates, and things that have happened to him. So he looks more, not crestfallen, but you can tell the weight of the world is more on his shoulders than it used to be. And what he'll be doing, he'll just be updating the ship, updating all the systems, updating himself, because him and the systems talk to each other, so he'll be plugged into the system, running all the diagnostics while everybody else is chilling out.
Okay, amazing, beautiful. You can hear every now and then the push of buttons, the like switching of cables and things like that, and you can see Neo kind of typing away in the corner. Tom, can you please introduce your character and what they're doing in this kind of scene this morning?
Yep, so my character is Jimmy Joe Brains. I actually have just come on the ship recently. I have had a troubled kind of youth in education. I've been kicked out of schools, and since then have been kind of kicking around my local town. Gotten in a little bit of trouble, and I was given an ultimatum, which was to go to the SCARS Junior Academy to become a SCARS officer, or to join my uncle cousin Jesse for almost like an internship, because back home Jesse is known as like an independent contractor that goes out in space and troubleshoots and is pretty mechanical and thorough in his work. So this is kind of an attempt to get me back on track by following Uncle Cousin Jesse's, kind of like his tutelage, so to speak.
And what do you look like? Give us a description of what you're looking like.
So I'm from our local, little bit like backwater, hillbilly part of Earth. I have some
Downtown New York.
downtown New York. Yeah. I have like a worn jacket. I'm not sure if it's a Carhartt, but then like a worker's jacket. I have some worn jeans, some boots on. I have a hat that's my favorite hat. It's kind of like a trucker hat.
Is it mesh at the back?
Mesh at the hat. High face at the front.
Love it.
And I'm I got red hair. I'm about 20, early 20s, and I am really in spite of all that that struggle, I'm pretty innocent. I'm happy to be here, and I actually adore my uncle cousin.
Hell yeah.
I legitimately look up to him.
So what are you doing in this scene?
Well, I've come on board with not very many skills, so I'm kind of like the dog's body. And I'm happy to just kind of lend a hand. So during this time, I'm just going around with a feather duster, and I'm
Nice.
feather dusting the other side of the computer console, just because Mr. Neo told me that I needed to make sure that the console was dust free. So that's part of my
I love that.
Mr. Neo.
I love that you are both the same age, but there's such a disparity in
I love that you just made yourself the fluffer.
Incredible. So as you're kind of brushing, you go past. I believe, I like to think that you guys would probably have a collection of old cassettes and tapes, maybe some records, maybe some old VHS stuff. Things that you guys get to enjoy when you are in your downtime, things like that. So beautiful. You're whipping around doing that. How are you doing? You ready to intro, or do you want me to send it to Matt?
I'm good.
Awesome. Hell yeah. What's Jesse
I can
doing?
always drop in.
What's Jesse doing in this scene? And describe Jesse for everyone.
So Jesse, before in Arc 1 was sort of mid-30s. It's now been half a decade or so. So he was very much buzz cut coming out of their army. He's let that kind of go now, so he's got a little bit more hair and beard. He's so less shaven. Definitely time is wearing on him, so he's still a fit and able guy, but you can see that maybe the skin's not quite as tight around the muscles as it used to be. And therefore those tattoos are looking a little faded as well.
Nice, yeah.
Probably just a little bit too much, unfiltered sun when they've been making these trips.
Yes.
So that's kind of the way he looks. He's still very much, like a really tattered tank top. He cannot be asked to just get another one, and to be honest, they can't afford it. So he's sticking with this one, and yeah, he's actually looking quite happy just seeing his nephew cousin.
Had to figure out what it was.
I was like, how probably also there's a relief showing on his face now. Now he's like, there was a few days where he was like, I think I'm being gaslit. I think this is my kid.
Okay, interesting. Your sister sends you someone, and you're like, wait a second.
Whoa.
Yeah.
So now, like that relief is coming off his face.
Right?
Hillbillies. I'm amazing. And what are you doing? So you're kind of chilling. Are you sat on the sofa, relaxing, just watching?
100% watching him work, because but I never fucking dusted. Neil was always, asking me if I could chip in.
Yeah.
But I'm like, fuck this. So just
Amazing.
sitting there, probably cigar, and just chilling out, watching them all work.
I like to think that there's a specific spot on the sofa where Neo has designed a vent just above, so that you can smoke your cigars and it just goes straight into the vent and out into the void.
I will also point that he's not sitting under it.
Other side.
And that is a point of contention in the ship, 100%.
I will press a button, the sofa will lift, and you'll just slide to the
Wallace and Gromit style. Yeah. Beautiful.
Fucking Neo.
All this is kind of going on. What is Rose doing, and what does Rose look like for us?
So yeah, you see this very attractive brunette lady, probably mid-20s.
You better be old enough.
She's laid on one of the other sofas, like her booted feet just up on the arm. She's got a data pad in front of her, and she's just zeroed in. She's scrolling through code. As sort of the camera goes in on her face, you notice like the thinnest scar that runs from like a hairline down to the opposite cheek, and just across her nose, the only sort of blemish across her skin. But otherwise, yeah, very athletic looking. There is an SMG that is just sort of placed in her lap as well, which she doesn't really let go too far from her reach. And yeah, That's right.
What would you be researching in this code? What
So-
do you think you should be into this morning? What
She's
should we look at?
probably working with her communicator, which
Nice.
she's sort of built some brute force techniques and routines into that communicator. So every time they do a short signal burst, bang, I'm in. I can go from there. And she's probably just tweaking with some of those routines, those codes. Maybe building a new rootkit on the side or something like that to go and use. But
You could be running diagnostics on Mother and checking the firewalls, as in trying to hack into us and protecting us.
I mean, there's always a little box in the bottom right-hand corner with just code being like a diagnostic code going through,
Yeah.
which is just an insane amount of ones and zeros.
Yeah.
And she sort of scratches her head as she looks down at that, and then looks up at Neo, looks down at it, shakes her head, goes back to the rest of the code.
Beautiful, beautiful, amazing.
Do you really see fucking patterns in that?
Yeah.
And I don't just mean like a 0 comes after a 1. What the fuck is on that? How do you read it?
I could take the time, but you really... Focus on your cigar, Jesse.
She doesn't have the time or the crayons to explain it to you, Jesse.
Alright, Neo.
Hot Stuff said it better than I did, so...
We chat to each other in nods and ones. Yeah. So it's how-
Oh, great, you've got your own language now, have you?
Yeah.
Yeah?
You see
That's
Jesse.
not euphemism, is it?
He wishes.
You see Jesse. You see Jesse.
Yeah.
Do you hear what she said? Hot stuff. Ha.
Fucking Beavis and Butthead here.
That was so good. You guys matched each other's laugh beautifully. Oh, that's fucking great. Okay. At that moment, you hear a familiar voice as a hologram that has 4 sides to it appears, and it almost looks like shifting and like breathing, almost like technological space, as a face kind of is protruded from this hologram. As you hear, "Morning, all. It is a pleasure to hear you all laughing so early in the morning. Usually, you're shouting about how early it is in the morning."
I really need to fix her voice routines. Like, she's just
It's
still a little bit stiff.
off. Yeah, she's got a bit of a Zordon from Power Rangers vibe going on.
Understood the
What
reference.
is a Power Ranger?
It's a story from when I learned it after you.
What?
Jesse also
I don't
looks at
say
it,
the word died.
looks at his cigar and goes, "Wait, it's morning?"
Yes, it is precisely 9:36 a.m.
Suddenly don't taste so good.
What's on the agenda for today, Mother?
Well, it would seem that you have not received any bounties or jobs at all
Fucking
for
typical.
at least 1 week. Your debt increases by the hour.
Just don't tell her.
I am sorry. I was told to provide information. I did not mean to
Fuck's sake.
offend you, Jesse. You are awesome, as always.
Yeah, I put that inflate ego protocol in just for you.
You're welcome.
So, excuse me, Neo. It seems a call is coming through on the long-range scanner. It is addressed to your father. Would you like me to patch him through?
Yes. Yeah, he's probably in trouble.
You hear like a, and then you hear like a. Is this thing on? It's been ringing for so long.
Rose gets up.
Can
I'm
you hear me?
So out. Just
Hello, it's me, Laz.
Yes,
Laz.
Dad, step away from the... You don't have to stand that close.
Step. Oh, is this better, son?
For God's sake. Yeah, what's up, Dad?
Oh, how are you doing, my boy?
I'm okay. Latest operating system up and running. Rose helps me with the diagnostics. I'm feeling good.
Oh, I'm so proud of you, my boy. Now, let me ask. And over the intercom, you hear, are you ever going to introduce us to that Rose? I know you talk so very highly.
I'm trying to press the mute button. He's fucking talking. Shut up. Fuck up.
You mute him, and just silence. His mother goes, he is still talking.
Yeah. just give him a minute, and then I'll.
And you know, one day it would be delightful to see you.
Unmute.
So anyway, I'm calling you because a close friend of mine that I went to a university with has asked me if you would be able to, well, he asked me if I could help, and I was like, by golly Jesus, I'm not gonna help, I'm in my 80s. So no, I won't be helping, but I do know a good group of people who are very good at helping people, so I thought...
How much is he paying?
Huh? What was that?
How much is he paying?
I'm not entirely sure. I didn't ask about money. I assumed it would be something you would want to sort out for yourself.
Well, we can't afford to do pro bono work at the moment, but
Well, that's understandable. That's understandable. Everybody needs to make money. That's why your dad still has the shop over in Marcinko. You know, you guys should come around sometime.
I'm an unpaid apprentice.
Who was that?
Oh, I never. Sorry.
no, you please talk to him.
Do you know Jesse?
Yes, he's the muscular one with all of those cool tattoos, isn't he?
Yeah, that's my
Cheers, Les.
he's my relative.
And to you?
Yeah,
He's your relative?
Yeah.
Oh, well, how fortunate for you.
Hey, there's a compliment earlier.
I'm just pulling your leg, my big fellow. You know I want you to wrap me up in those strong arms and give me a hug when I see you again, Jesse.
I'll meet you again, Dad. Get to the point.
Anyway, I told him that you guys would help him out. Now, he's arranged for a meeting in 3 days, and it's between Mars, Cinco, and Earth, so it should be a good way for you to get there. I assume you're hanging around Earth still.
What is the job? Do you know?
Well, he's told me it was something to do with the wave, the virtual reality, or some shenanigans like that.
I know that. I've heard of it. I've played like a preview version that wasn't the wave, but I've heard that like they're coming out with this next version.
Okay.
When you say you've played it, which bit?
It's a game. It's
Okay, we're cool.
Sorry, what?
I don't know. We're just gonna move past that suspicious interaction there. Is it like just a normal transport job? He's got bolts of the case. He wants us to just transport the game.
Well, he said that he is in dire trouble as he is being pursued.
Yeah.
But he said he doesn't need any help with the escaping. More a case of he hopes that you can deliver something. I'm not entirely sure, but I'm sure he'll provide you more details, my boy. And you know, as I always say, with great power comes...
Love you too, Dad.
What comes?
I'll just hang up the phone.
Well, you know, Neo, we're really good at delivering shit.
Life or death deliveries is kind of our speciality.
I mean,
fair.
you're
Yeah.
proof of the fact that we can fucking do it.
And it's
I mean, as
supposed
long
to
as
be.
they don't expect it on the day.
And then
Yes.
you say that it's proof that we can do it, and then I'll kind of just look off into the distance, remembering there's several people who died the last time.
We've got a 12.5%, you know, rate on success.
It's technically 17.85% success rate.
Ah, come on, Neo.
I was about to say the same as Neo. He hit the number exactly.
Thank you, Mother.
It is low. Very low.
But the wave is like, it's the future. Like we've been talking about it like back home for years. Like if it is what they say it is, it's totally immersive, and you're not playing a game, you are the game. It's fucking. Oh,
What's
Did
the,
you,
What's
uh,
the life and death situation here then?
I don't know. Did you know that it was also it was just created as like a training scenario? Yeah, it was
Ooh.
initially just a training scenario.
Gigabyte might have told me about an early prototype of that they used for scars training.
Yeah, I was like, alpha testing it.
Yeah, you don't even put the goggles on. You just kind of, I think you step into a suit or something like that, and that's it. You're in. Like you're in.
Yeah, I mean we were wearing like goggles and shit, and kind of, yeah, like not necessarily suit, but we had to put shit on us so it knew where we were. But yeah, it was just a training scenario for us.
I mean,
I ran into the wall 4 times.
Yeah, on this site called Read It. They say that you could be in there for days or maybe even longer, and like they have poop bags and all kinds of stuff. Like it takes care of
The
you.
longest stint in the wave up until currently was 76 hours and 23 minutes.
Oh, that's sad.
Oh shit! Yeah.
With no food, water, fecal removal, urination.
I thought they had poop bags. That's
But they fucking died.
Oh,
Right.
yeah.
But we're down for the mission, right? We need the money.
I could check out the wave, man. I'd love to.
Is there,
Check it
anything,
out.
is there anything you know about the wave? I mean, you're into every system I've ever seen.
Matt, roll me a savvy check.
Shit.
As the hacker, I'll say you can have upper hand, which
First
means
roll
that
of
you
the day.
can roll
Let's go.
3 dice,
Set this
get
up.
rid of the lowest.
It's a 7.
It's a 7. Plus your savvy?
So that's 9.
It's a 9. Beautiful. That is a success. So, what you would probably know about the Wave is that, indeed, it was originally created as a training program done by Void Corp. Then a few years later, it was claimed publicly that the IP was bought by another corporation called The Ocean, basically. From there, you know that various versions have come out so far. It started with like haptic suits and things like that, but as the technology has gotten better, the way that you enter the wave and the way that you ride the wave becomes very different at this point in time. What I would say is you've probably had 1 or 2 chances to engage in earlier versions of it, basically. And by like, I mean you owning your own like console for a little bit and things like that. But again, as time has gone on and you've joined these guys, you've probably lost that gear. You were raided and lost that gear at certain points.
I'll add to that in the fact that there's a history with this as well. Like, she wasn't always a hacker. So she'll look at you as you ask the question and shudder slightly, but then just sort of relays all the information around. Yeah, it was an old training program, and people are weird. Like, they've used it now, and I've seen it grow to all sorts of different things. But I always thought I was a freak, but you'd enjoy it, Jesse.
I mean, has it changed? Because I kind of fucking hated it.
I mean, I've seen your browser history. You'd enjoy it.
Oh. So
I
it's
am
not just
lost
it's
and
not
confused.
it's not just a trading thing anymore. You can do
No,
stuff.
absolutely not. No.
Do I need to start doing regular diagnostics of everybody's search history?
No, absolutely not. Can I lock you out of it? How do I lock you out of it?
You
The
would
ship is
need
me. I am
to
the ship.
program a backdoor firewall.
Mother,
Huh?
you're supposed to be on my side with this sort of thing.
You think I understood a fucking word of that?
Yeah, good.
I
Use a backdoor
am
firewall.
a neutral artificial
Can you do it
intelligence.
for me?
I am with or for nobody.
Oh,
What's
that
it
cut
worth
me
to
in
you?
real deep there.
The credits when I eventually have them.
So you're offering me your share of the credit?
No, not all of them.
Then no.
Miss Rose,
It's just call me Rose.
Uncle Cousin.
Yeah.
Miss Rose said I could just call her Rose.
Yeah.
Okay. Miss
Were you
Rose.
dropped on your head?
No. I
You sure?
Yeah.
100%?
No.
It's the lack of or extra chromosomes that might be the problem.
Sorry, you were asking a question.
Yeah. So these later versions, was there like any like adventuring in there and stuff like that? Like, you know,
Define adventuring.
where you go in there and you can like create a mission and stuff, and then you can find friends in there and stuff like that, and then you can shoot around.
There was a whole social media element to it. So
Like
social
that old
network.
game from back in the day. What was it called? Gigabyte used to talk about it. Grand Theft.
Auto, I believe.
Yes, because you could go to like strip clubs stuff like that.
Grand Theft Auto by Rockstar Games, number 17, is being released later this year.
I thought you were going to say we're still waiting for number 6.
It's due to release in 6 months' time.
Yeah. Again. Amazing. So, as all this is going on and you guys descend into conversation, we cut back to you guys all in the cockpit, this strange ship across from you guys.
Why the fuck did we have to do it out here?
Why then a mining vessel?
I suppose if you're going from Mars Cinco to Earth, a mining vessel is the least conspicuous.
By the way, which way's up? Yeah, but like, how do we know that? I mean,
Up
I'm
is simply a social construct. It is dependent on your perception of reality.
Mr. Neo, UC has a point. Like, if we were upside down right now, then up would be down. Like, if our ship was upside down. Then
that's what I was thinking. Like, and are we, when we left Mars, are we like also same orientation to Earth, or are we suddenly going to be like get closer to it and suddenly hit the ceiling, or what's going to happen?
And also, like, I reckon Earth is flat. So, like, then does that matter? Like, if when you get to it, and you know, like the horizon and stuff like that. I don't believe any of that.
I really miss the old crew sometimes.
Jimmy, look out the fucking window.
If you look out the window, you see a spherical Earth that is behind you that way.
But it's also a disc.
Exactly.
Well,
that they're just showing.
Yeah.
It's a 2D thing. Like, if
you
you tilt
if
it,
we went
on the back of a truck.
so can we go around the other way? Can we go around the other side?
You hear a
Thank God.
Saved by the intercom.
your dad said you guys might be able to help me. I don't want to come across, and I don't want you to come to my ship. I'll send you everything that you need in a drone.
So what's the deal? Just a delivery?
You have to keep this to yourself. If you tell anyone, you'll be hunted like I am being. The ocean, they plan to. They've been taken over. A new leadership came in recently. Some sort of people who are environmentalists, or you know, like, I would classify them as eco-terrorists. They've made us work on a version of the wave that is going to do horrible things. It's being released soon, and I need you to stop it. There's too much heat on me for me to be able to go back and stop it, but I need you. I need you guys to stop it, because it will change everything.
Who are we killing?
I hope no one. I'm going to hopefully provide you with the stuff that you need, but you just have to do what you need to do to ensure that this doesn't happen.
But you haven't told us what we need to do.
I was wondering that.
Yeah.
Was I not just not listening?
And we also need to discuss a little matter of the fee.
While the conversation's going on, because the communications relay is open,
Yes.
I would like to run a subroutine and get the whole manifest of whatever's on this ship.
Okay, beautiful. Roll me a savvy or grit check, whichever you prefer, and it's going to be 2d6. Add the modifier.
Nice. That is...
Nice.
Beautiful. You see that the ship log has information about mining missions that it's been on recently, what it's been like working on, what areas, like what sectors of Mars Cinco it's been in. However, the most recent log is that it was taken from the newly repaired Mars Cinco docking port after a big...
The grand reopening.
The grand reopening, exactly. And it was taken out from there exactly as you thought, on some sort of speculated mission to Earth, where it was going to be repaired basically down on Earth by the company that owns these mining vessels. What you would know is, if you're looking as well deeper, what you are able to do is lock into the ship, scanning the internal scanners. And what you can see is that it's literally just a person with some small items in a box. You're not 100% sure what they are because they're kind of stacked on one another and kind of obscured. And then outside of that, there's a drone that is sat there basically ready to grab this box. There is nothing else in this vessel. This guy is by himself, nothing else going on.
I would relay all that straight to your
Via the
brain.
ones and twos. Oh, sorry, zeros and ones.
Ones and zeros.
Yeah. So you'll see one of my eyes kind of
Twitch.
ticky-tack flickering as I'm getting the information from...
Amazing.
Slaps him on the back of the head.
What you need to do is so I'm one of the designers. I'm the lead designer. My name is Solomon Lane. I essentially broke protocol and I put in a backdoor, a way for you guys to get in deeper to the system and then plant it. I need you to bring it down from the inside. You need to go into the wave, find the back door, go deep, and then plant a
Glad you left, 'cause I was
virus
about to.
for me.
He's
Hang
doing
on.
this on purpose, right?
So we can't just... I'm
Everybody
leaving a
else
lot of innuendo to one side, and you should be very proud of me.
I'm sorely disappointed.
So what?
You just lost your game.
So we can't just hack it. We have to physically go in. Why didn't you just make the back door like accessible from the outside?
Is this thing not just running on a computer that we can just take a baseball bat to?
There is servers, but we have countless server farms dotted around the galaxy. If you took out one, it would only drop out a small proportion of the overall power that is being provided.
Now.
I'll explain it to you later.
Why do they put servers in a field?
God damn. Stupid, beautiful man. Why, if you're the lead designer, why didn't you just take it down yourself?
I can't. I'm being watched at all times. I was only able to get away because that's not important. Look, there's too much heat on me. If I put the back door, obviously, they run diagnostics constantly. They would have found it. They would have known. So I had to hide it deep within the dungeon. Hear me now. You will find it in the dungeon.
I go up
Is
to
that-
Neo and I kind of unscrew his favorite drink and I just pour it for him and I give it to him and I say,
Man, I'd love to go in there, Mr. Neo. I've played the game before. I know how to get around. Well, this is like way back, but I know how to get around this stuff.
And I'll take the glass of WD-40 off you, and I'll just...
As this guy, he's also said, like, I'm being watched and being followed. Jesse will go to sort of one of the portholes, tiny little things, and just like look out, like just expecting that there's like a ship just.
Beautiful. Awesome. We're gonna come back to that. We're gonna come back to that.
I thought you said Jesse got smarter.
No, older.
Wiser. It's wiser, not smarter. Two different stats. So he kind of, look, you'll find it in the dungeon, and everything depends on your success. Every single part of this depends on your success. They're going to trap everyone. They're going to trap every single person that logs on. Every single one will not be able to leave. And if they die in the game, they will die in real life. Hear me. I cannot tell you.
You just said that you want us to go in, and yet we're going to die.
Once you plant the virus, it will dismantle the machine from the inside. You will then be able to get out.
What about those that are already permanently plugged in?
This comes to the problem. The reason all of this is happening, they're using the cognitive power of all those logged in as a battery.
We're going to take to the fucking Matrix.
A giant battery. The only thing I know about what they're planning on doing is that the project is classified and called the Big Bang. Now, I don't know what that means.
Didn't that happen a couple hundred years ago?
That was a comedy series on CBS.
I was thinking more the big cosmic, explosion from the sun or something.
That was billions of years ago, Jesse.
Oh, yeah, sorry, not
So-
hundreds, billions.
so what you're saying is-
It's close.
This is some powerful tech, and potentially we are the only ones who can stop.
She'll look at you. I don't want to go back in.
But I'm the only one potentially more powerful than that system. You could say I'm the one.
What?
And if you know your way around it, and with your skills boosting my power and you shooting stuff, we can't go wrong.
Hell yeah.
What's the upfront fee? Half now, half when we finish?
75%
Oh,
now at
no.
least.
I'm not sure that I'm gonna see you again.
So transfer the
100%
All of it
upfront. 100%
All of it
upfront. Sold.
What is it? I want a fucking high five.
How much do you need?
Well, currently, personally, I have 1 million credit bounty on my head alone, and the crew has racking debts of at least 400,000 credits.
Call it a say 5 million, we're done.
I don't even have a per diem right now.
We'll call it 5 and you can have one.
Does that mean I get my food for free now? Cause
Yes.
Okay.
You see him raise an arm and almost begin tapping on his arm. You can see through your device that he is entering some sort of complex code. Not only does this code not seem like it's in a language that you've ever read before, but it instantly tells you something. This guy is a fucking high-level coder. The fact that he is working at the speed that he's working, you're seeing the code generate at the speed that it's generating, and in a language that you've never seen before, impresses you, to say the least, as one of the best hackers in the solar system.
I might be a little turned on by that. I'm not
He
gonna lie.
he is rivaling me for speed right now.
Speed's not always a good thing.
As he types, he goes, "It's done. The moment that the wave goes down and the ocean becomes flat, you will receive the money. It will go into your account. 5 million credits."
Holy shit.
Do we trust that? That sounds a bit.
Hang on. You see me concentrate. Yeah, that checks out. As I've sort of verified what you've just done.
Yeah. Beautiful.
It's like in a escrow account right now, just waiting to be released.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's being held offshore at the moment.
Off-world Venmo.
Exactly.
It's in the Canaries.
It's a PO box just floating through space that's holding a hard drive in it, just drifting through space. Okay, I'm gonna send over a drone. In the drone, you're gonna find some things. The virus chip. That's what you have to plug in to the pedestal of the king.
I thought it was a dungeon.
Yes, in the dungeon. You will then also receive schematics to the Ocean Corp headquarters, HQ. And I was only able to procure one technician's uniform. And you have my old key card.
So wait, sorry. Do we need to? I'm confused. Is this a real place? Because we're giving a physical virus to take into a.
So,
That's not a bad question. How do we take physical stuff into a virtual game?
Is he going to fix my shoulder if I go in?
I cannot tell what character you shall play in the game. That is for your psyche to decide.
Oh, bitch.
Oh no.
We create characters.
It'll be whatever
You
you,
can do it.
Hulk smash. Hulk smash.
Yeah. I reckon I'm gonna be fucking.
however you think you look,
Jacked.
you will appear in the game.
Yeah. Big old gun and stuff. That's gonna be sick.
Yeah.
Fucking
gun.
tripod.
Yeah.
So,
For cameras?
So look, you ask a good question. On the schematics I've
Did
marked. You did. You asked a really. I don't know who you are, but you asked a perfect question.
I mean, to be fair, yeah, you did pretty good.
In the schematics I have marked my lab. If you can get to my lab, there are 5 Atmos machines that will get you into the wave. Whatever you are carrying on you will disappear, except for the virus chip. I have programmed the game so that it will bring that into the game. The code from within the chip will be brought into the game as you enter, whoever is holding it.
But you said we only had 1 keycard and uniform?
Yes, I was only able to grab 1 as I escaped. But you have my old keycard. Now it will get you access, but it will also alert them that you are there, as I am wanted currently.
I might be able to do something about that, we'll see.
Cool.
As you say cool, roll me an observation check.
Yes.
Which is just 2d6s, no modifiers added to it.
None of mine added to it.
No, just 2d6s. Unless you have anything in gambits or something that gives you a buff to observation checks.
Oh, I sincerely doubt that. 2d6.
Yes, 2d6.
I don't want that in there. Let's roll those. 6.
6. Beautiful. With a 6, you hear it first. The wave comes next. And then the light. You watch as the back of the mining vessel, what would look like the thrusters seem to be like almost powering up. Except what you realize is you're all watching through the windscreen. An explosion rippling through the vehicle. You see the back tear to shreds, as then for a brief second the cockpit is lit up by the flames inside. You see this man's face. He has kind of hair around the sides, bald patch on the top, thick rimmed glasses, and he's in a lab coat. You can see S. Lane written on the tag. You see him slam a button as his body gets vaporized by the explosion.
Brace!
Gets fired out the front as the drone gets fired towards your ship. At that moment, as the debris clears from the explosion, you can see 3 scars, fighters, floating behind. Now, this drone is being fired towards you. I'm gonna say everyone has kind of like an action before we enter initiative here. So, you guys get 1 action before we dive in. What does everyone want to do in this quick second to try and solve this?
What do you think we should do? Do you think we should activate the magnet and just get the tractor beam the drone and stick it to us, and then we can escape? Or are we taking these guys on?
You do what you want, and she's going to jump down into the pulse laser cockpit.
Amazing. You lift up a hatch in the cockpit and you drop into what is like this dome underneath basically that is matte black, but as you come in, almost like scales come out, revealing like a glass shape so that you can now see full 360 underneath the ship.
I would like to say that technically we all have to do what I want because I'm the captain.
If you want to be dominant, darling, you can do that another time.
Cuz, sit next to me! And he's going to go and sit down next to the driver, the driver's seat. So
I dash next to him. Yeah.
Looks like we're doing this.
Amazing. You all
Mother,
say-
battle formation.
You all saying, buckle up and get yourselves locked in. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, lock it in. Beautiful. Okay.
You know how when Iron Man goes, Jarvis, set up whatever protocol?
Yes.
I would like to say, Mother, set up battle protocol, and then AC/DC will start playing.
Yeah.
Shields come up.
Yeah.
And shit gets real.
Okay, beautiful. Yes, you guys basically, the ship almost shifts a little bit. You can see that it tilts, almost the front of it lifts ever so slightly so that you get an even better view at the front. You can see that the wings that were kind of flared at the ends, flattened for extra speed dynamics. You see an extra set of thrusters released from underneath the sides, basically to give you guys that extra bit of mobility and power. Beautiful. Are you flipping the magnet to pull in the drone?
Yeah.
Beautiful. You slam on the magnet as all of you get pulled into the center of the ship as you have managed to apply it to the ship, but it still functions the same in that all of your all the metal bits on you, the bits of the buckles on the chairs.
Nipple piercing, just like
Amazing, beautiful. So, Dave, can you please roll initiative for your ship?
Oh fuck yeah! What do I do with that?
So just a d6.
Just a d6.
Just a d6 would be
Oh,
fantastic.
let's go with that one. Actually, 6.
oh, bitchin'.
Yes.
Here we go.
I also rolled a 6.
Oh,
So, because you are the players, you are going to act first. You are currently facing these ships. They are probably at a far distance from you guys. So they're about 2 range bands away from you guys. Call it about 60 to 80 feet. Over to you guys, what you want to do.
So they're not in nearby range.
They're not nearby, no.
So that puts the EMP out of the question. Unless we want to get closer.
On the radio comm, because she's in that little pulse laser cockpit. I'm just protecting the drone. We need that to get in. So
we've got.
So, do we have the drone? Sorry.
Yes, the drone is
that in
attached
now?
to the ship.
Is it in now?
Oh,
attached to
do
the ship.
you want to bring it in?
If it's attached to the
Of
ship
course.
now, it was more.
Mother
I was
goes,
just gonna.
Mothers goes, retrieving the drone, and a section of the ship just.
Well, now that's out of the
Well,
way. Fair game.
Fire at will.
Excellent. Which one's where?
Jesse will therefore just hit the thrusters and go past red line, which he knows he shouldn't do for more than 10 seconds, just to give it an absolute boost to get us going.
Give me a clear shot, Jesse.
Beautiful. Okay, so Matt, you are going to be making a systems check for the weapon attack that you are doing. So you're looking to pass an 8.
What do we get?
You have a +1 to systems.
Thank you.
That is the way.
Shit.
That's a 4. That's a 4. Awesome. Okay, beautiful. So you
The burst of speed just fucks my head.
now. Things have changed since you last faced the Scar. They've improved protocols. They've improved their technology. The fighters, in perfect formation, fall out, 2 this way, 1 that way, and begin almost barrel rolling and then sweeping back from flanking positions from the side. Your bullets go right in the middle, missing them.
We've got a problem.
I don't know. They're falling into my trap. If they're coming closer,
Yeah.
as soon as they enter nearby range, we can hit the EMP.
Beautiful.
Jesse does go, sorry! Just pulls it out of overdrive mode.
Amazing. Okay, yep, slowing it down. Awesome. Anything else? Tom, you doing anything while all this is going on?
I'm just standing next to Jesse, and I'm just watching what he's doing.
Tell me if the dial's red line. Tell me if the dial's red line.
It's red line. It's been red line.
Shit!
Get the boy to ready the 0 drive.
How do I do that?
I think I heard you talk to Rose.
Then fucking do it!
Mother talking through it.
Okay, so first you must remove the upper case with the 2 keys.
Can you go faster?
One on Neo's neck and one around
Mother,
Jesse's.
play at 1.5 speed.
Please provide those keys into the slots. Once you have unlocked the slots, please remove the top cover. Underneath, you will find the glass protective cover. You must then enter
little
the
slower.
17-digit code that Neo has programmed. After entering the 17-digit code, you
1.25.
will come to the film protective layer.
I
You
didn't
must
get that.
remove a knife from your
God,
waist,
God.
slice the film
Slower,
to reveal
please.
the button
Mr.
that is
Neo, I ain't
underneath.
getting none of this.
Mother, just stop. Right.
Can you just get her to print out?
Swap me, I'll do it.
I can get a printout of just the instructions.
I'll do it. Just swap.
You hear a printer in the background.
Stop mating princess.
Low ink. Low ink.
Please replace your yellow ink. You're like, why did you print it in color? Okay, amazing. So, you guys, are you staying stationary for the time being? Beautiful. Okay. These Scars ships are going to start coming in from the side. You hear comms come onto your ship. Please stop what you are doing. You are in prohibited territory. This is the Scars. Please surrender so we can retrieve any items provided to you by the delinquent.
I'm sorry, your comms are quite crackly. We've got a short-range radio situation. Can you come closer? We can't quite hear what you're saying.
I am reading you loud and clear on my end.
I'm sorry, what? I can't, can you please come
He's
closer?
got a voice modulator. That's got to come through as perfect static.
Roll me a grit check. Add the 2 and then plus your grit.
Fuck, it's only a 5.
He goes, we are reading you loud and clear. I can hear you making weird voice scratching noises. We will have to apprehend your vessel if you do not surrender. And they're now coming around. They're probably gone from far
Okay.
to nearby.
Permission to dock. We will stay still. Come closer.
Amazing. They begin coming in.
And I'll rush down and start putting in the fucking 25-digit code. Why did I make this password so goddamn long?
Amazing. Okay.
Uppercase M! Uppercase M!
Is that an I? Or?
Is it an L or an I?
How do I do a hashtag? How do I do a hashtag?
So, in Jimmy.
In Jimmy.
So
Why am I in Jimmy?
Pause. In Jimmy, like, trying to activate the Zero Driver, trying to, like, understand it, you accidentally flipped on another switch. And luckily you did. The cargo scrambler is flipped on. Because as these ships come in, they begin scanning your ship and trying to work out what systems you have and things like that. Your cargo scrambler prevents that. As
Great work, Jimmy. Quick thinking. I like it.
What'd I do? I don't know, but it worked.
Fucking hell.
I'm clicking.
Not that one.
Pulse
This is
laser
not the time for
beam.
espresso. Turn up the coffee machine.
Suddenly just get boosted sideways again.
As they come into nearby range, we will come to you activating the EMP. As they come into nearby range, fired out the front are long cables with metal claws of each ship. I'm now going to see whether they attach to your guys' ship.
Fuck. We have turned the magnet off, right?
Yes, the magnet has been turned off.
Otherwise, I'll definitely latch off.
You hear it simultaneously. Doosh, 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 doosh. As 6 prongs slam into the side of your ship as these claws, you can hear, and it probably hurts your soul as you hear the scraping of these claws ripping into the body of your ship.
It's all part of the plan. It's all part of the plan.
Can I ask Mr. Neo if we blow them up, didn't that rip the sides of our ship up if that's the fucking... I'm just...
Trust me, we got this.
Okay, sorry, Mr. Neo.
Did they get our consent before they groped us?
Hey Neo, do you want me to do that spin thing again?
No, not yet, not yet.
Press the EMP.
Without adding anything to it, it's an 11.
Plus your 1 from systems. This wave. Actually, Danny, please, you describe how the EMP looks to everyone as it rips out from the ship.
All you'll hear is that... boom! And then it's like an invisible wave, and then all you'll see is you'll just hear as the grapple hooks just flop and ungrab us, if that's a word, and then the ships will just power down and all the lights will go off, and then they'll just start drifting into space.
You'll see like almost emergency lights flick on the cockpits as you can see arms like quickly scrambling to like almost repower their vessels. Cool. We're gonna go into our next round. We're not gonna roll initiative because they are currently unable to do anything. Back to you guys. What do you guys want to do?
Now it's time for that barrel roll zero drive.
Okay. So yeah, we'll then put the thrusters back onto, not red line, but onto 100%.
Yes.
Push forwards and then just start spinning so that basically all of these that are attached to are now just going to start getting flung around.
I love it.
Basically
Absolutely.
so that we can get these, the centripetal force to just flying off.
Beautiful. Okay. So yeah, roll me a mobility check for the ship.
That is
The
a.
ship has
one.
a +1 to mobility.
So it's a 2d6 again?
Yeah.
Now you do have.
But we get a +1 to mobility if we activate zero drive.
Okay.
So +2.
So +2.
Are you activating the zero drive?
Yeah.
Beautiful. Okay, this is about to be epic, guys. So, Dave,
So-
roll it up.
Yeah.
Roll it up.
As it's on 100%, as you start to give it a turn, because it takes a second, because there's nothing,
Yeah.
and then everything starts getting a bit. He then sees that it suddenly then lights up, zero drive available.
Yeah.
So once it's going, he then will punch it. So
Somebody do a Chewbacca noise.
shite. Well, it's still with +2.
+2.
So 8.
Now, what you can do as well, if you do want to reroll, you can always do what's called exertion. And for you in this case, I will allow you to basically reroll one die, if you please, but you spend a heart.
You've got an 8, so you're all
You
right.
don't
right?
have to. You've succeeded, but if
If
you
it's
want
an
to
8
go for
and
high
it's only
success,
succeeded, for now, yeah, we'll be alright. Yeah.
beautiful. So as you enter this spin, the claws, as you described, came off. So the ships do kind of rotate just from the thrust of your thrusters. As you guys, the spin, almost entering that like tornado-esque fucking turn. You all begin G-forcing as a tear in reality cracks open. You rip through this into what can only be described as ethereal, kaleidoscopic, pearlescent void rushing past you. Almost like stars, matter, everything is almost at your whim as you blast forwards into zero space.
Yeah!
As
That's
you
my uncle cousin!
With the yeehaw, I just go, I'm so fucking proud!
Yippee-ki-yay!
Mother
guys
trucker!
completely blast into space. Now, as you're going, you can feel the ship vibrating. The sheer force of being in zero space is very intense. Now, zero space is you can go wherever you want. You guys can turn wherever, fly wherever you want. It's not like hyperspace where you're going through a tunnel of sorts from Star Wars or things like that. However, what you do see are the HK highways that exist in the solar system. Now, these are small paths of zero space that are connected through giant portals at planets, basically. So there's one at Earth, there's one at Mars Cinco, there's various decorated throughout. So you can see these almost golden pathways that flow through this ethereal space that are almost like tubes. And you can see various vessels flying through those and moving through that zero space as well. So as you guys are blasting through zero space, the ship shaking, you guys can see that there is essentially like a dial around the button, and it's doop, 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 and that's how long you guys have in zero space. So what we're gonna do is, fuck it, we'll choose one person from each side. Danny and Tom, roll me a d6 each.
Okay, good.
4.
Don't fuck it up. You fucked
4 as well.
it. I thought that was a 1.
You guys get 8 rounds in zero space. Nice. Cool. So you guys are blasting. You feel yourself kind of pulling away. You can almost feel the energy shift as you hear as 2 of the Scar ships follow you guys into zero space. Now, you have left them at a remote distance. They are way further behind you guys, but they seem to have repowered their fighters and are back on the chase. One of them was not able to continue the chase. And we cut back to a ship just floating in space as a Scars officer is just, I'm gonna need a pickup as he's just drifting through space. What were you gonna say, Matt?
So
Sorry.
it's just, we've got company. Do we want to make a decision where we're going?
Can you actually hit them this time?
I hit you. Anyway, yes, just get me in range.
Because with the pulsulator,
Don't everybody.
with the finger bang, there's no rolling against the odds if you're aiming at somewhere precise, no matter the distance. If you use that weapon.
Which one?
That's pulsulator.
Pulsulator.
Okay, so the EMP is resetting. You guys will get it in. You guys will be able to do that in 5 minutes. so you guys will be able to do that again, but it's resetting. Pulsator, you wheel around in this chair that just rotates in this dome, basically, with these two kind of blasters out the front that rotate with you. You actually pull down an extra fucking like zoom, basically, that comes over one eye, and it gives you like an extended view. You can see these fighters almost dipping back and forth, pulling evasive maneuvers as they're coming behind you, basically.
You gotta hit them as they come together.
No shit, Sherlock. Let me work.
I'm surprised you didn't make a joke about coming together.
Later, darling.
Right, do you want to make me another attack?
Fucking yes, I do.
Let's go for it. Roll them up, roll them up.
Me and Matt roleplay having sexual tension together more often than we should.
Art imitating life. I'm gonna fucking
Exertion.
spend a heart.
Only an hour in and we've done our first heart spend.
Savage.
Reroll the 1.
It's hot as balls in here.
It is.
Should we open a window?
That's better.
Yeah.
So what's the plus on that? Sorry.
So there's no rolling against the odds, but with weapon systems, that'd be systems, wouldn't it? So it's a +1.
So that will be a 7.
That's a 7.
7.
That passes. Now, if you look at the weapons list, there's some options that you can choose from there, Matt. If you want to choose one of those, they give you a little bit of extra stuff because you've hit this ship. So have a little look on the broadside thing.
Is that on our cheat sheet or the other one?
Yes, it's on the cheat sheet. It's in the weapons actions.
Oh, yep, seen.
Yep.
Gotcha.
So broadside, target attack, crowd control.
Ground control.
Let's do targeted shot, and I'm going to do that one so as they come close together, just...
Cool. Awesome. So, what we also forgot to do, but we'll do going forward, I forgot to mention it to you, is when we roll attacks, we roll 3 dice, and you take 2 of them to make the 8. The third one is the damage. So roll me a third dice for damage.
5.
5.
Come on.
Beautiful. Okay. So, Matt, you're going to tell me what system you want to, what of their 3 stats you want to knock down, basically. And it's going to hit both ships as well.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. So I would aim for whatever, either thruster control or something. If there's a point on both of them as they get really close where I could, both lasers just, and take out whatever it is. Whether it's, I don't know, a fucking flap on a wing or whatever, or if it's a thruster system, that's what I hit, and then mobility's going to go down.
You're trying to hit mobility.
The completely pointless vent on the front of a spaceship.
Yeah.
Go straight to the core.
Classic. Beautiful. So you managed to take down both of their mobilities down by 1. You can see that this pin shot is so precise and so perfect. It clips straight through both thrusters of the opposite wings, basically, and you can see them both almost lose control, almost spin out. One of them pops out of zero space for a second entirely, before another couple of seconds popping back in. But you can see they're struggling. The ships are almost like fluttering more than yours now as they're trying to maintain that balance and that equilibrium as you guys are flying. Beautiful. Anyone else doing anything on the
I
ship?
would just finish that shot with... Now, what was that about coming together?
I'm kind of busy right now as I am
That's what she said!
trying not to get flustered, as in his time Neo has done a lot of research in his systems of what coitus and relationships and feelings is, and he's becoming more attuned to it, and he's now got a android
Virtual boner or something?
and yeah, he's got a
Is it like a hologram and it's
zero-
actually going to build?
Oh, his zeros and ones are so hard right now.
Yeah.
But what he'll be doing, he'll be running diagnostics and making sure our shields. So if we're going that way and the shields at the back, all power to the shields is diverted to the back for if they're going to fire back.
Third power to the rear shields!
You can have upper hand when we roll the next, like whether it's gonna hit body, or we'll make it 1 less or 1 more for them to hit you, basically. So I think that's fucking awesome. Yeah, fucking awesome. Great job.
So Jesse will turn to Cuz and will say, just keep calling out how many dials we drop on it, just pointing at the zero drive, the
Yeah.
the LEDs around the side.
Yes,
We drop
You
it.
mean dials we drop? What is that?
Sorry, how many lights we lose around that dial? Just keep calling them out when they go out.
Which dial? I flip a switch.
Fuck!
Not that one. I flip it back down.
He's lowering the convertible roof.
Fuck's sake!
I don't know it. I don't know it.
Look, this one. He's just pointing at it. He's like, just call them out.
I reach over.
So Jesse's going to just be trying to keep evasive manoeuvres. Probably would also be able to just click and a video screen comes down, which is basically just a rear view camera so that you can see them. It's not perfect, they keep coming in and out of view.
I was gonna say, what you find is that for a while they're kind of drifting, and then slowly you see them almost come over one another and almost start following your pattern, trying to mimic you. Roll me another mobility check, and this is gonna be for evasive maneuvers basically. So this will increase your being.
But we're
how
in
much
zero
dexterity
drive, so it's
you
+2.
roll. Yes.
Plus 2 on that?
Yeah.
Fucking hell, what a roll.
That's pretty fucking good. So 11.
11.
Come on.
Beautiful. So that means it's going to be one harder again. So you've got the +1 from you and the +1 from you. So I need to roll a 10 if I'm going to hit you guys with anything.
Before you roll, can I, as I'm looking at these switches and monitors and everything, start figuring it out a little bit?
Sure.
And start almost finding a way to assist humble cousin on this.
Totally. I like to think, every now and then, because zero space is so intense, you're moving at such extreme speeds, every now and then, you're dealing with multiple levers, so you'll grab one just that if he's needing it, that you can see sliding or drifting, you'll grab it, hold it, then he'll grab it again, you'll release it, and you guys will repeat that kind of process.
Also there are dials that are showing temps and pressures, and it'll be that one overload, so it's reduces that one and pumps more in, and
I'm starting to figure it out. My
fucking
gaming
steam
history.
fucking
This is
the bar. No, but I mean, so it will
Put
be
some more coal on the fire.
it'll be moving power around, so it'll be that capacitor's draining, so it'll be click that one off and
Let that
provide extra
recharge
power.
for a little bit.
Nice.
Nice.
He's flicking off power to the fridge so that we get a little more power, and he's just constantly.
Flicking off the fridge is hilarious. I love that you guys are just so. Something you said earlier that really just explains this group is the fact that you've been getting sun damage because your windows are tinted correctly.
Yes.
So it's you guys just can't afford the window tint to ensure that you're not getting sun damage. That absolutely killed me earlier. Okay, beautiful. So you're making these amazing evasive maneuvers and you're helping. What we're going to say is because he's helping you and that's his action this turn, you're going to get upper hand on your next mobility check. So save yourself a die. When you roll next time for mobility, it's going to be roll the 3, get rid of the lowest.
Amazing.
basically.
I got 3.
Awesome. Beautiful. 6. So these guys are now starting to lock in. Again, this training that they've had over the last couple of years. And these fighters, you can see them shifting forms for different things. Though one of the wings is both broken on both of their ships. So you can see one of the wings kind of shifting and trying to fit these different forms to match what you guys are doing. So what we're going to do now, though, is, Dave, because you're flying, it's going to be you. I'm going to roll savvy, you're going to roll savvy, and we're going to see whether the chase continues at the same distance, whether I gain anything, whether you guys pull ahead and out of reach entirely.
So, sorry, savvy is. I've got to get that one up, so I've got to move things up. That's the wrong button. So let's roll that. So with my savvy's not anyway, so let's roll that one again. That's 6.
Okay. With a 12.
Fucking hell.
They close from remote to far. You can see them thrusting and giving it extra power. They're doing the same thing you're doing, which is diverting power to the places that they need it.
Fucking Space Force pussies!
Amazing, beautiful. So, as you guys tear through this zero space, the camera pulls away. You can see disappearing off into the distance. As you guys barrel towards Earth is the direction that you guys are currently heading. As the camera pulls away, we cut to a throne room. There sat atop the throne, with one leg up, a hand on a giant blade. This can what only be described as a Lich King. Gaunt face, dark eyes, some sort of metallic left hand that has a glowing red gem on it. You can see he looks up, looks to one of the squires stood to his right. When does it start? I believe in exactly 2 days, sire.
What's Laz doing there?
He's everywhere. Good. Let them come. Let those filthy, fucking pirates come. And that's where we're going to take our
MC.
break.
Oh!
Come on. Great.
Cool.
Really, really
I-
good.
oh,
Good start, guys.
Yes,
fucking good
fucking
start. We're back.
brilliant.
We're back. We're fucking back. Hell
Uncle Cousin
yes.
for the win.
Uncle Cousin for the
Absolutely
win.
brilliant.
Hell yeah.
Hey-o.
Welcome back, everyone, to Orbital Blues Arc 2, Episode 1, and
Part 2.
Part 6, 13 minutes in, 22 and a half seconds. Matt's, I've titled this episode, I'm not sure if we want to go with it, Getting into the Solomon Lane.
Nice.
So we'll go with that. So, to bring everyone back, you guys are hurtling at above light speed through zero space towards Earth at the moment. Tracking just out of range are 2 Stars fighters. Now you have managed to wound or deal damage to these vessels, so they're not quite as nifty and nimble as they once were. But as the cosmic, ethereal, black matter, dark matter, and, in void essence whips past you guys, we enter back into the cockpit. And we're going to start this half with an initiative roll from Matt.
Ah.
Roll me a d6, buddy.
Come on, man.
Alright, let's go with the new one. Two for anybody on the podcast.
And with that 6 that I rolled,
Oh, fuck's sake.
the fighter jets are going
Now he's rolling sixes.
Do you know what it is? It's this seat.
Yeah, it actually might be. No, that's kind of
Oh,
crazy.
gypsy curse.
So,
Have you got any lucky heather?
Sage. Anything.
with that, they are going to try and close distance, and they're going to open fire. So, I'm going to make 2 attacks from
Can I
each
ask
of them.
a
Yes,
question? If we're hurtling towards Earth,
yes.
does that mean at some point we're going to need to do something, otherwise we'll just fucking crash like a comet into Earth and kill the dinosaurs?
Let me ask you a question. Do you feel like Neo has spent much time bombing it towards planets in zero space?
No.
In that case, I would assume that you're probably not sure. However, as a AI, as an artificial intelligence, as a sentient AI, what you probably would be able to do is maths.
A lot of Pythagoras.
Yes, exactly. You're able to work out. We're at this velocity. This is how much it's going to take us to slow down. At the rate that we're going, we're probably going to collide with the Earth soon.
Before the zero drive even runs out.
There's a chance.
Okay.
There is a chance. So, I'm going to make
Seconds
a
to have
hard
left.
You've got a heads-up display telling you how fast we're going, and Jesse has no fucking idea how quick.
You're just like, get your motor running. You're just like, hey.
Okay, so I needed to hit a 10. Okay. So, you hear as these pulse lasers reflect off of the shields, the first set. Another set follows straight after. A couple of them actually diverted to the wings just outside of this back kind of curved shield that's protecting the thrusters and main engine part. So, what we're going to do is, Matt, I like making you guys roll for your damage as opposed to me. That's always much
Yeah, get
more
Matt to
fun.
it. He rolls low.
You do.
So, Matt, roll me a d6, please, buddy.
If you
Nice-
pull out a
nice
6,
Use that man. Yes.
One.
Yes.
Beautiful.
One.
So, on the old Bessie 2 character sheet, you can lower the body score by 1.
Go.
As these lasers rip into the wings of your ship, you can now see smoke trailing off into the void as you continue whipping at heights. Now, there's no air in here, so the flames are almost instantly extinguished and the smoke almost stopped. But what you can see now is just frayed and torn metal with wires that are shredded. It is a mess on the wings at the moment as your body is reduced by 1. Now, we'll leave it to the end. What do you guys want to do?
Cuz, flick that one. Points at the fire extinguisher sort of system on the right hand side.
I dive over there, flick it. I turn around and say, Mr. Neo, we gotta get out of here.
We're gonna have to take a hard left before we crash into the actual Earth.
What does that mean?
Oh shit, are we heading towards it? And then I'll put some new coordinates in.
Beautiful. What you realize in that moment, what comes to you in that moment is, if we just angle ourselves right, we can use the gravity of the Earth
Slingshot.
to slingshot yourself. Now, this could be to go all the way around to do whatever, but you know that if you catch the gravity right, it will carry you round as opposed to you connecting it.
So I'll
basically.
upload that to your in-front display, so you almost see like a
there's
race
like-
line you need to follow.
Yeah, there's like the green dotted lines. It goes orange then red. And we're like,
Gran Turismo vibes. Oh, that's so. And I like to imagine for Jesse as well, there's some sort of like cute character that is like, steer hard, right? But it's like mother's altered voice, to like encourage. Yeah. Dude, that's
It's
fucking
the guy on the cloud.
hilarious.
yeah, and I get that little exclamation mark, with it in the triangle, just like flashing in front of me, and I'm like, yeah, fuck it, whatever.
Yeah. I love it. That's fuck, guys. You can both roll with upper hand for a check. You can both have.
I still have the +1 mobility because of it's helping.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, we'll do that when we come to the savvy check.
Oh yeah. Sorry.
Beautiful. So, absolutely love that. What's everyone else doing?
I'm taking another shot.
Take it.
Yes!
Let's go.
Fucking right we are.
Break it in. Go for it.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. We're back.
So that's +1.
The systems, yeah.
Yeah, systems. You get to choose one of the things off the list if you hit as well, remember?
Okay, so I'm going to use those two to make it an A with the +1, and that'll be 5 damage.
5 damage. Gorgeous.
That's okay.
Awesome. So, go for it. Now, of the weapons
This time,
thing, what are you choosing?
I would like to make it more of a crowd control shot. So it's not, because they've hit us, and I can see, hear all the comms, we're trying to get away now. So it's more, right, let's fuck the rest of these up.
Yeah.
So they are just either blasted away or whatever, just to control where they're going so they don't get closer and we've got a chance of getting out.
Beautiful. So it's actually a spread across both.
Yeah. It's more like a strafing maneuver.
Yeah, I love it. I love it.
Is that to try and like knock them back a distance sort of thing?
Crowd control.
So instead of attacking normally, roll an attack against the odds, but you bring that up because of your precision. That levels that out. At numbers of enemies equal to your system, so you have a +1. So yeah, you can shoot at both of them. So it's doing the attack to 2 of them instead of 1.
So yeah, they both will take the 5 damage. So
Beautiful. So
just
Matt,
strafes across them.
again, you're gonna roll because I don't want to roll it myself. You are going to roll the damage that is dealt to ship, so roll me another d6. So basically,
I rolled my 3d6 there.
yes. So
Okay.
in vehicles, the way damage works is you have to beat 3 damage, and then we roll on whether that reduces that. Otherwise, it's considered superficial damage, basically.
Okay, so I just roll again.
Yes. Another d6 for me.
1.
1. Beautiful.
Can we reset a minute? Can you readjust that first set of dice? So it was actually a 12, which is. So he maneuvered them around, thinking
Yes.
that the third dice was
Oh,
damage. But he had a 6 and a 5 +1.
Well, that is the damage. As long as he beats the 3 on the damage, he gets to roll actual damage to the ship.
But,
Right,
but what
gotcha,
I'm
so I
saying is,
still need the damage die as part of the
Yes.
attack,
Yes.
and then I have to roll damage
Exactly.
out. Gotcha.
Exactly.
Right.
Sorry, I
the
did not
one
explain
still
that well. My
counts.
apologies.
The one still
No,
counts
that's
as
okay.
that's the damage.
but it was
Yeah.
more of a precise hit, is what
Yes.
I'm saying, because it was a 12.
No, yeah, but
Yeah, we'll count it as a crit, 100%.
yeah,
We're
yeah.
counting that as a crit, 100%. So, what you'll see is, though these two are bobbing, weaving, they're moving smart, you can see that these are well-trained pilots. for a hacker, I mean, Jesse, you would be impressed, to say the least. As you hit the angle perfectly. One almost spins as two kind of shred off of the wings and just tear a section of the wings. The other one, you go straight through the cockpit. It hits the pilot. You see a burst of fucking flames in the cockpit as it just disappears out of zero space.
Good
and
shot, Rose!
Floats off into the ether, eventually catching in the Earth's atmosphere and is pulled in as an asteroid. Beautiful.
Good hit, good hit!
Yeah, next time they can ask permission before they smack me in the ass.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
That's a sex joke, cuz.
Again. They're funny, Uncle.
Okay, so now, Dave, we're going to roll our savvy off, but you can add the +1 that Tom gave you to mobility.
So sorry, my savvy's so I've got the rolling with
Upper hand.
Upper hand.
So you can roll 3 dice, get rid of the lowest, and you get your savvy, and you get a +1 on top of that.
Absolutely amazing. Is this now to try and like follow that path that he's put on the screen?
It's going to be follow the path,
Yeah.
and now what we're doing is whether I close any more distance on you.
Okay, and that's because there's only one left, yeah?
Yes, there's only one left.
Oh, bloody hell. Roll another
You
one.
done it, Danny?
Legend, so that'll do, won't it? So just get rid of one, so 10.
10. You guys beat my 9.
Oh!
As you guys pull back to remote, as you hit this turn, you all feel the ship tip. As that G-force begins pulling in, you begin shaking again. You can feel those vibrations as you guys now are starting to see the Earth. It's coming in big, as you kind of make that turn. It's a sight to behold. No matter how many times you guys come in close to a planet, it's just beautiful. You can see the small cluster of lights still in North America, centered around Nouveau York, one of the last 2 standing cities. The single railway line lit that runs all the way across the planet to Shanghai, where the other standing city is still. Ocean spreading as far as wide. Now the color, not so bluish as it once was, almost closer to like a grungy green kind of thing, almost like an algae-esque vibe. But nonetheless, you begin pulling, and as your kind of bottom begins cresting around the Earth, you guys can kind of look up and see other planets off in the distance, stars, and like the sun above you basically. And as you crest, you begin seeing the stars try and line up and follow you guys on the same line.
I think that we're probably on the right. We're a long way away, like even above where satellites are now, but we're still catching a tiny bit of atmosphere, and at the speed we're going, it's glowing a bit because we have just.
I love it. Yes.
Yeah.
The metal's starting to light up. And
Yeah,
you're almost,
it's just glowing that like subtle orange.
Love
It's hot. It's getting real hot.
Yeah, I'm trying to slow down, but we want to get rid of these guys. Come on, get rid of them, and I'll slow the fuck down.
Okay. So now what I'm going to ask you guys to do is we're going to make a group check for the ship. So what I want you guys to all do is roll me grit. What is happening here is, essentially, you are forcing a SCARS officer who is probably paid minimum wage to try and follow you into a ridiculously dangerous maneuver. We're going to work out whether that intimidates him or whether he's persistent as fuck. So, the majority have to succeed. If you don't, then it's going to be a failure. But we're looking for a majority success. Everyone wants above an 8 with a grit check.
You've got an upper hand. Great.
It's a 9.
Success.
6.
Failure. Now you can exert and re-roll one of the dice.
Okay, I'm going to exert.
Beautiful.
So we start on 3 blues. I need to add a. Is it blues?
No blues.
Heart.
Just a heart. Yeah.
So take a heart off.
Yeah.
11 now.
Okay, so I'm gonna. So that was a 5. Brilliant. Okay, yeah. So 11.
Success.
Yeah.
11.
Success.
3.
Fuck
Failure.
hell.
But with a majority success, as you guys bank, you guys make eye contact with this pilot, and you can see the look on his face is not that of I'm focusing on following you, but more like fear. You can see he's like starting to get scared. You see him just go, fuck it! Pull hard to the left, bank super steep, and just exit zero space, which slows him down outside in real, the actual void. All of you take a blues as you pull one of the most dangerous maneuvers seen in the stratosphere of Earth. As you continue around the atmosphere.
As I'm holding it, I'm like, Neo, plot a safe exit!
So, roll me either a savvy or an observation check, Danny.
6.
6. So with a 6, what you are able to put together as the G-force, though you are a machine, doesn't affect the feeling, but it's affecting still your fucking shit inside you. You're quickly trying to assess, and you can see that you guys are cresting around towards Nouveau York as opposed towards Shanghai.
Oh shit, I get up a hand on observation checks.
Do you want to roll me a third die and then get rid of the shortest?
I just take it to an 8.
Beautiful. On an 8, what you can see is you know that there's a fucking runway that you can land on outside of Nouveau York. Now, before you rolled that extra one, you were likely going to have forgotten the runway and just head towards it, but you know that there's a runway that is safe for you guys to come in on. You guys have worked with them before. They're kind of cool with you guys. It's not that they like you, but, you guys paid them enough that you can land on their runway, basically. So, yeah, that's what you would, assess in that moment and be like, we could probably land there.
Right, I'm going to pop in the coordinates. When I say jump out of zero drive, and autopilot will take us the rest of the way.
Put the shield on the front again. As soon as we go in, it's going to be fucking hot.
This one, click.
Nice! Nice!
And he just drops the fucking payload.
The drone falls.
Immediately bursts into flames.
The back comes apart as you just become a shuttle. And then, beautiful. Yes, the shields do divert to the front, and again, this now heat begins kind of cascading around it, and you can almost see, it almost looks like a waterfall, like a jet ski going through water, rippling off the sides, and it's almost sparks combined with almost flames that are licking up the side. It almost gives what is this dark matte black paint job that you guys have, almost these sick, gray burns up the side that almost look like Hot Rod Go Faster Flames vibes.
Yes.
And as you guys continue just barreling down, Dave, I'm gonna last for our last mobility check as you try and bring it in to landing at the Clive
This is a
Dixon's.
normal 2d6, yeah?
Yes,
With a
normal
+2.
2d6 with a plus 2.
Just get an upper hand? No, still not.
Nope.
Okay.
I'm out of zero drive now as well. So.
I also imagine that there's a 6-year-old kid looking up going, look, come here!
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. We cut down onto the ground, and actually, what you'd probably see is a rogue person actually walking in this desert. As he looks up, looks at a fucking digital watch that then has a hologram, looks at the ship going, goes, wasn't expecting anything today. turns back down as a zombie leaps out of a bush and fucking bites him on the neck.
What?
Cool. We cut back to you into
We'll just leave that one there, are we?
Oh yeah. For another campaign when you need to venture between the cities.
What are we doing? What am I adding?
+1.
+1. So 9.
9. I like a 9. I do like a 9. I really
With
like
a 6?
9. Yeah. I really like a 9. I'm a big fan of a 9.
But
So as you come in, you're now pulling up. You're flicking on autopilot, but you're still just it's not enough. And so you're just pulling up as much as you can. You guys can see the majesty of Nouveau York in front of you. First, what comes into view is this colossal wall that surrounds the city. The wall itself almost seems to shift and transform, almost like in this new kind of technological, it's almost like nanobot technology as it shifts and transforms. The wall is probably 100 feet high, but standing taller than that are the layers of Nouveau York. Each layer containing different essences of this backwater, twisted, mafia-infested cyberpunk city. You can see large stacks of housing as well as also skyscrapers ripping across the skyline. To the north, the business, the wealth, the prosperity. To the south, the corruption, the poverty, the disparity. You guys know that the airstrip that you're landing is actually outside of the city walls. It's at the Clive Dixon's and Dixon's Brothers landing strip, basically, which is a private airstrip for people to use if they pay. You know, it's outside of government watch, I guess is what we would say. Or at least they pay them enough to be watching it. So you guys come in. Jesse, you tap into something in these last moments. You remember being on the roof. You remember seeing Zane with this fucking vibro blade saber as he was fighting against his mortal enemy in front of you. You wounded, wishing you could do something. As you see a vessel come, explosion, as these two and disappear off into the distance. You grip on, your knuckles turning white. As that thirst comes within you. Everything vignettes.
I imagine that Cuz probably feels a real, suddenly that creepy feeling that you look at him and it's not the same guy.
Yeah.
Like, almost his face is that different.
Yeah.
It's shadowy.
Yeah.
Uncle C, are you alright?
He doesn't respond.
Take 2 blows.
Oh!
What's the magic number? 2 blues?
8.
8. You're over halfway already.
Maybe I'm 6, yeah.
I'm a 6.
You think back to a moment earlier in your life where you were in some sort of complex, almost imagine Top Gun-esque training sim where you were doing some flight training.
Minus the beach volleyball.
No, definitely top of definitely.
Ray-Bans, the 9s. And
Take it to the limit.
be careful, we'll get copyright. It was almost too good, Danny. So in that situation, you learnt this maneuver, basically, which is a full shut-off and can slap brakes on, basically. Just completely
There are actually air brake flaps that on the whole ship just all push out in multiple tiers, and you see the air pushing off each one. They almost like these sound barrier cones coming off it.
Yes, I love it. It's given that sonic, and people down below are watching it, and then suddenly they're like, "What the?"
You just hear a
yeah,
as it just goes past. Yeah.
As you just come in, and in that last second, just that last maneuver pulls you in. You hit the runway, you kick that landing gear out, and you just slide almost adrift, and you feel the ship tipping as you all, and it just comes
Were
to a
you
halt.
strapped in at this point? Because you were running around pulling levers.
No, dude, I'm up over in the corner after I said
Against the
that.
front.
So Jesse also looks at the chair that he was in and goes, "Fucking nailed it."
Tom, you said it, so lose 2 hearts. As you get battered around
What
the
a
cabin.
landing.
As you get battered around the cabin, and I imagine you also bend a couple of levers. Maybe a monitor crashes, and you see Mother like, "Hey,
He's now less inbred all of a sudden.
Beautiful.
Mother, can we get some aspirin?
I'm gonna.
Yes, our systems are surprisingly intact. Small damage.
JJ is
to-
not intact. Can you operate first aid protocol?
Yes, 1 second. Prepping med bay now. As you hear a from the back in another section of the ship, and you know that that's basically in one of the walls. This drawer comes out, which is essentially like a jello bed that you lay in and then slide into the wall, and if you spend a couple hours in there, it typically repairs bones, that kind of
There's
thing.
just whiskey and heroin.
Oh, fuck it out.
Cheers.
So yes, so you would hear that in the background, basically.
The hatch from the pulse laser opens up, and you just see Rose sort of climb out, hairs fucking all over her face. And
He's fucking proud of himself.
she is pale white, like all colour drained from her.
Forgetting that also you had a 180-degree hemisphere of the whole.
And you were
thing.
at the bottom of the ship as well.
I just saw
Yeah.
ground. Yeah, she goes from. I imagine she probably walks like goes to and then and runs
Yeah.
up.
Watching the desert move past you at 17,000 miles an hour is very, very scary.
Rose is a bit fucked up right now.
I also like to imagine that it was like you were like plastered up against the glass at various different
I imagine
points.
it's like free rotating. So actually, she was just being fucking wrong.
Yeah, beautiful.
Anyone seen in Kung Fu Panda where what's his name gets hit and it's just like slow down.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that was your last like 20 minutes. Yeah, exactly. Oh, fucking hell. Okay, so as it's happening, you hear over the comms. This is Clive. This is an unauthorized landing, Plunderers. It's gonna cost you double.
Fuck off, Clive.
Always nice to hear from you, Neo. Always nice to hear.
And then he'll get a boodaloop, and he'll look on his arm, and there'll be some credits that have just rolled in on his arm.
Oh, hell yeah. Matt, do you have a D100 near you?
I can very quickly go now.
Yeah, pull us out a D100. Why the fuck not?
They are counterfeit credits, though.
Of course they are.
Because we
Forgot about that, yeah.
That is 18.
18,000 credits for the emergency landing. Double your usual fee. If you could send that over, we'd be happy to grant you access to one of the hangars.
Check your arm, Clive. It's already there.
Oh, well, thank you. I didn't see that, and
Where
hope you have a nice day.
18,000 credits.
Shut up.
Also, how expensive is dog food? Seriously, like. He can
not
do
called
18,000 credits, and yet.
We cut to a flashback of Jesse,
Good job for a reason.
drunk in Nouveau York in a 712, as he's leaning up against this glass kind of case, basically, and you're looking at dog food prices, you're like, 1,000 credits? And then we cut back to you guys in the room.
And then that's when I will explain to you.
That's kind of hot.
Clive's immortal.
Hangar 5 is open and ready for you guys whenever you want to come on in. We also have the classic at-hand medical team. If you need transport somewhere else in the city, we can provide you with that entry through the wall. No
Might be
problem
good.
at all.
Unk. And as I'm getting kind of wheeled out.
Yeah, we've got some bones sticking out of the skin over here.
Okay, well, we will be on that ASAP. So get yourselves into hangar, and we will sort
Thank
you
you,
out.
Clive. Give my love to your ugly wife.
You know what? It's been real. Hear a click as he turns off the comms. And you guys make your way towards the hangar, slow little taxi over, and you come in, and in there is like a fucking, basically like imagine mafia medical team, like doctors, like surgeons ready to go. A lot of them are like sat smoking though, and like relaxing because they're like
Just brush the ash
they're
off
on
the
call
surgical
basically.
gear.
Yeah, exactly. Brush the ash off the scrubs, exactly. There's not a sink anywhere in sight. And yeah. They're ready to help you guys. You can also see that there's also a phone there for you guys. There's a couple of bags. There's some changes of clothes that they provide. Basically, this is an all-inclusive, like, criminal, like, park your shit, get into Nouveau York, get out, basically. And it's just like a storing thing. So, straight up, that's the vibe of what's going on here.
Jesse puts his hand on Jimmy's shoulder. It's like, but quite hard, just like slams it down. It's like, hey, I told you it was gonna be fun.
Yeah, how'd I do, Unc?
Hey, you did great.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm starting to get it.
that was good.
Yeah.
Hey, did you see them fuck off just out of subspace?
No, I can't really see right now. Like, my vision's gone.
He has received extreme trauma to the head. Vision blurred could have many different problems. We're
you'll
thinking stroke. We're talking seizures. We're talking
It's just like a
permanent
1%. It's
blindness.
that's
I
fine.
mean, you couldn't.
I mean,
have got any
CTE won't
worse.
make a blind bit of difference.
Amazing. So I imagine you guys kind of climb on out, and I reckon
Shaky. Just,
someone provides you with a bedpan to throw up with straight away. They're like right there and ready for you.
I sort of put the bedpan to the side and just walk over to my bag. My legs are fucking shaking like a shitting dog right now.
Amazing.
Shock.
And you guys might recognize, though the doctors never show their faces because they're all wearing masks, you might recognize some of the eyes. So these might be some people that you guys have, seen once or twice before and things like that. There's a phone there as well that if you guys know that you can use to call for transport safely into the city through the wall. No one will ask questions, that kind of vibe, basically. Yeah, over to you guys.
Somebody get the drone.
Oh shit! That was still on the outside of the ship. No, we brought it in. We
brought it in. I mean, it's probably been twatted around the ship numerous times.
So
but
the only thing, so it's got disguises in there. So all of the disguises and keycards I'll transfer to the go bags we've been given by the Mafia.
Yeah.
But then the chip I will get put on myself.
I imagine you have do you want to put it in?
I have an STD card slot and I'm
That's what I
STD
assumed.
card.
STD.
That's what they're called.
It's full. It's totally full.
When it's a virus, that's actually what they're doing. Just turns out that you put a virus chip in. No, beautiful. Yeah, it doesn't activate. You
I
just
have
hold
to turn
it.
off auto download before I plug it in.
Yes, yeah, exactly. But yeah, you plug that in. Perfect. Oh yeah.
We all good?
Home?
Well, as much as this can be called home. Yeah.
Well, that needs repairing, so I'm not sleeping there.
Do you guys need anything else?
Oh my god, he's
Oh, it's old Greg from the Monty Movie.
I don't know what that is, but you're taking up my time.
Can you repair the ship while we proceed with this business?
Yeah, I'm sure we can get a medical crew that knows mechanics to do that. No, I'm not the fucking guy. Use the phone. What the fuck? I'm a doctor. What the fuck? Like a
I
doctor.
didn't realise who you were.
Rose is going to saunter over at this point. She just switches it on, saunters over, takes the cigarette. I think you can help us out really though, can't you, Darren?
Make me a grit or savvy check.
I am going to use my gambit of beauty.
Ooh, what does that do? Please read it aloud.
She gets her chebs out and he does what she wants.
You are attractive by any measure. It has its benefits, including, but not limited to, rolling with upper hand on checks against the smitten or against the odds against the envious.
Cool. Yes, please roll me upper hand as well.
And you wanted savvy.
Yes, savvy or grit, whichever you'd prefer. So take away the lowest.
12.
Whoa. I'm getting excited.
I bet you are.
all of us are just like,
She does. It's the proper sachet of the hips. Just walks over and then hands the cigarette back to him. Sort of just stares at him.
SMG bouncing on the hip vibes.
Abso-fucking-lutely.
Yeah, totally. Lot like Angelina Jolie, Lara
Yep.
Croft.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
I can picture it. You snatch a cigarette and he's like, all right, I'll make the fucking phone call. And he goes over. Again, it's an old like dial telephone, and he connects. He's like, "Can we send down mechanics? We need a ship repair." Here, you can tell them that it's gonna cost more. I'm not the messenger. Oh, Okay, I'll tell them I don't want to lose my job. He hangs up the phone, turns around. It's going to cost you another 5,000 credits, and then however much the parts cost as well.
He'll cover that.
Yep. Just send you 10,000 credits.
Well, thank you very much.
And then she's going to pat you on the cheek. That's a good boy. And walks off.
Hey. And turns to one of the other ones. The other one goes, what are you doing? And yeah, you guys managed to get the go bags ready to go. You managed to, if there's anything else you want to take off of the ship, you guys can take anything with you. So any weapons that you might have had, if you want to take anything else with you into the city, you're welcome to do so.
Just the comm pad and the weapons that she always has on her anyway.
Yep. Everything I need is on my person anyway.
Cool, beautiful.
I come back on crutches. I've got this. It's kind of looks like a cast, but it's more. Yeah, it's got like
More silicon and see-through sort of.
yeah, like some
We
nanotechnology going on in there.
We cut over to the other side of the room as you are placed in like this incubation pod, and they put this like kind of what looks like almost like a ball gag in your mouth, but it mutes sound.
Now we're
actually.
talking.
And so as you're put in this, it basically little arms then come out, and it just things realigning bones, like loads of tiny little arms, just, and just like snapping things back in place, and sorting you out. You then see you're
did that far
injected
too
with
well.
you're injected with some morphine and other things like that. That just like.
I also love the fact that is fourth in line is the morphine. It's like
Yeah. It's for the pain afterwards, you know. Yeah, exactly. As you're released from the tube, they hit you with some adrenaline as well, so that you're kind of leveled back out a
Gonna be
little
off the
bit.
tits.
And
starts fucking running inside.
yeah. And you do come back to the group on crutches. You've got this gorgeous, what almost looks like a honeycomb-like see-through silicone cast around your knee, basically, where your knee had dislocated during the landing, not crash landing, just a landing. And yeah, but do you know what? The craftsmanship is stunning. Like it's perfectly fitted to you. It's almost like cinched in perfectly. It's holding everything in place. And crazily, somehow it's both soft and hard. It's both, flexible,
We've
but
all
then
been
also
there.
rigid at the same time. And so it allows you to walk, but it doesn't allow movement sideways and things like that.
As I'm walking up, I'm like, "All good, Unc? Hey, Mr. Neo."
If your eyes aren't like piss holes in the snow.
I'll go to him and I'm proud of you, man.
He hits me in the shoulder, and I kind of lose balance, tip over.
You see one of the nurses dashes over and catches you and is like, there, and lifts you back up. Be safe.
Thanks, Mr. Neo. I'm gonna be fine. I'm gonna be real good.
Hey, cousin Jay, look! Now we're matching, and he like shows the scars on his knee. He's just like, I did that before.
Oh, it's amazing.
Yeah.
We are matching.
Unfortunately, they did such a good job. You're probably not really gonna get any scars, but yeah, you'll do it again. Don't worry.
Yeah, but you said we're matching.
We are matching.
And you can almost see like this warm connection. Although I love Uncle Cousin Jesse, he treats me as a little bit like a family member, but not necessarily a loved family member. And I just feel like when he says that he's just offered up a little bit of like, hey, you're part of me now.
And knowing that Jesse got that scar from also not wearing a seatbelt, I'm like, we are fucking doomed. Half the crew are morons.
The other half are idiots.
Yeah, take a blues for, in a time when things are hard, dog food is expensive. And,
No per diems over here.
yeah, nothing is easy. It's nice to have some words of comfort cut through all of that. Beautiful. So,
Nice.
anything else anyone else wants to do here in the hangar?
Just a question, because one of my troubles is on the run.
Yeah.
I gain a blues if I evade a problem instead of fighting it, but technically we fought and escaped.
I had that same question because I also have the same problem.
Yeah, take a blues each. Why not? Why not?
Okay.
We love it. We love a good blues.
And technically we abandoned somebody to escape because we let that other dude die.
Oh, he was dead anyway.
Oh yeah.
Well, I didn't care
We
about
had
him.
no
That's
fucking
not our
choice there.
fault. That's not on us.
That's not enough.
And that is how we justify
thought like a true
everything.
bounty hunter, like a true bounty hunter. So in character.
Also sounds a little bit like a detective agency. Though.
Yeah. Stay tuned.
Commercial break.
This one comes out
This is
after.
sponsored by.
I was gonna say, as we zoom out to a different solar system, where you see Ardalia floating in this cosmic collection of orbs that seem to be floating around
In
one
the galaxy
another.
far, far away.
Yeah, in the galaxy far, far away. Dude, they tell tales of legendary heroes that existed. A guy who loved clocks, a cat that was really sneaky, a dude who wore overalls because why not show off those pecs, and a skeleton who just couldn't shut the fuck up.
This is definitely on a TV in Nouveau.
Yeah. This is a TV show it's the new Breaking Bad. Oh, wow. Sponsored by Amazon Prime.
Please, can we be sponsored by Amazon?
Rosie just looking at the screen going, oh god, that looks awful.
I would never watch that. Oh, fuck's sake. I love how these mini arcs are getting super meta. That's a really nice continue. I think we should make this a Cosmere type thing. This is a universe. We're all just in different universes. I love it. At some point, it'd be nice to bring all these characters together. That would be
God.
hilarious. I don't know what system we'd run for that, but that'd be really cool. Okay, so anything else you guys want to grab from the ship, do here in the hangar before you guys make your way towards the city?
Just gonna grab a bag of it.
Before I do, walking through Nouveau York with a massive modded rifle on my back, would that be considered like doable? I wouldn't even say normal because it probably isn't.
So in the north, or the upper layers, not normal.
Okay.
In the south or lower layers, much more common.
And fine, then actually, because I don't know that and Jesse probably doesn't know either, he's just going to take it because he doesn't actually know what part that we're going to.
Yeah.
So doesn't give a shit. He's just going to take it with him.
I will transfer Mother to the portable version that I can take with me.
I like to imagine you touch a screen and just whoosh
Yeah.
to some sort of wrist hologram.
And then she'll come up as a...
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, totally.
Your mum's inside you.
Well, that's ruined that.
We had a moment of silence for all of our insanity.
Yeah. Everybody loses a point of insanity as we enter Call of Cthulhu for the rest of the game. Yes. So.
You two are like, what's weird about that?
Fuck's sake. Oh my god.
I'm walking towards Uncle Cuz and I'm like, yes, Mom, it should heal up fine. I heard it's just like, I don't know, like a sprain or something like that. Uncle Cousin.
Pass me to your uncle.
Hey, hi, how you doing?
Jesse.
Hey, sister wife.
Sister, wife, daughter, cousin.
Jesse, what are you doing with my son?
He just had a little factory accident. It's fine.
I hope you're taking good care of him. This is meant to rehabilitate him so that he can be a functioning member of society. This is out loud on speaker. You can hear all of
The
it.
best medical procedures. He's going to be better than me.
So you're telling me right now, if you pan the camera around, you're going to be in a hospital.
Yeah.
I'll hack into the
and actually
phone.
then turns it around and it's like,
And I'll hack into the phone and make it look like a respectable...
You do
like
like
that.
3D environment around the doctors that are stood in the room. You provide like a almost like hologram display.
So, again, to Jesse, he doesn't know anything from an army, the army
Yeah.
doctors to this. Like,
Yeah.
this is pretty fucking switch.
That's fair,
So
yeah.
doesn't know that there are these really swanky, clean places that actually people heal. So just turns it around and is like, yeah, look at this.
Rose
Look.
holding a duffel bag.
See, I told you.
Well, it seems
Look,
like...
we have medical insurance for these things.
Mom,
Okay, sorry,
right.
I-
Mom.
That was right, wasn't it? Medical insurance?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jesse, I'm sorry. I just... Being away from my little bunny rabbit so long just hurts my heart, and
Mom,
what?
I'm not called Bunny Rabbit here.
Oh,
He fucking
Oh, no,
is.
look, Jesse, I appreciate all that you're doing, and son, I'm so proud of you for taking this on.
It's been great.
Come on,
Uncle Cousin's
Cartel,
been
we gotta
awesome.
go.
He learned so much. Anyway, we gotta go.
Okay, well, both of you be safe and look after each other.
Oh, we will. Neil, how do I switch this off? Can you still hear me?
Fucking bunny rabbit.
As the phone goes quiet, you all look at each other, and the hologram dissipates from the room as all the doctors look to you as well.
It was just like a childhood thing. Like, I'm grown out of it.
No,
You
yeah,
should just...
Yeah.
You did.
So what is it, like a bouncy thing or
I was really
an energy thing or?
Yeah, I was really fast, and also, like, they said I did something that sounded like humping, but it wasn't really. It was just like I had, like, a twitchy thing. But, like, anything, like furniture, anything like that, I would, kind of like...
Your mum sounds fucking terrifying.
Yeah.
No. That part of the story. Keep that shit to yourself.
Amazing. We cut to you guys in a blacked out hover Range Rover, basically, with these like magnetrine discs on the bottom. That basically, the way hover vehicles work in this world is they work with the poles of whatever place it is, whatever like planet it is, and they basically counteract that. The magnet, what's it called? The magnetic field, they reverse that, allowing them to hover, basically. So as you guys are just plowing through the landscape, you can see every now and then forms just appearing in the distance, almost what looks like shambling people. Yes. As you whip across like this road that almost looks like desert around it, that city wall just rising high above you. As you come close, the ground falls away and you go into an underground tunnel that seems to appear out of nowhere. As you dip in, you can see these running neon lights that seem to light up the tunnel as you guys are whipping through. You go underneath the wall and into downtown. You guys are dropped off down right at the south of what used to be Manhattan Island. With no water there now, all that surrounds it is desert. As you come into this downtown area, you come into the lower layers, as it's known. This is dark. This is where evil manifests. It's where innocent hide, scared for their lives. It's a place where no matter who you are or what you are, you can get away with things that you can't anywhere else. As you look up, you can see these rising layers of hover vehicles kind of moving in these different layers, and some of them are then built into actual walkways interconnecting between buildings, platforms, things like that. And you can see there's higher up, you can see actual foliage being grown on some of these platforms. Some of the skyscrapers have bio almost growth growing down the side of them. However, down here, depravity is everywhere. The derelict darkness spreads around all corners. You hear the odd shuffling of a person, the odd screech of a cat, and the whirring of hover vehicles above. You know that there's an arcade at which you own, which you purchased after the whole debacle with the other team, exists in Midtown, basically. There's, to the east, basically, a part of Midtown that used to be known as Greenwich. And there is this basically like raised old subway track that is off the ground. And on there, there was a set of buildings there, and connected to the subway track was an arcade, basically, that's now abandoned there. You know that where that is, Danny, because you were the one who purchased it. Otherwise, the city is your oyster. You guys can do whatever you want here. This is your space, and you matter just as much as anyone. Well, as long as the credits are right, and the guns are drawn quickly. What do you guys want to do?
Oh, we're actually at the hideout, are we? Okay.
If you would like to be, yeah, totally. Beautiful.
The tip of my finger will come off, and I'll put it in the lock, do some R2D2 shit,
Yeah.
and then and then the door will open. All the UV neon lights will come on.
Holy shit! I never.
What else comes out of that thing?
And then I'll press a button and it'll just go and start vibrating. And then I'll turn on. Give you that wink.
Jesse will turn to Neo and be like, I am going to go get some food.
We've probably got a tin left in the cupboard. I don't know if it's still in date.
I'll just go and get something from one of the vendors, and I'll get something for everyone. He'll shuffle down the road to just grab some, street food.
Yeah, and do you know what, Jesse? You kind of come off this railway track into like the lowest level, and though this place is seedy and dark, it is a bit of a bustle at this time of day, especially in Midtown. You can see folks kind of dashing about, and there's these neon signs and wires that seem to connect and web across the lane or street in front of you, basically. You've heard of a place here, actually, called Shoujo Ramen. It's actually legendary to Nouveau York. They do the best dog food ramen in the tri-state area, and is favored by many who frequent Midtown. It's a short walk from here.
Would you know if Neo eats?
I do, out of ceremony.
Yeah. So we'll get, we'll get 4 small portions. And bring it back.
So the ramen place itself just has this small curtain hanging about halfway down. As you kind of walk up, you can see these lanterns lit outside. Very traditional and out of place and amongst all the technology and neon lights everywhere. You can see the asses of a couple people sat on stools as their legs are tucked under a desk, and as you kind of part the curtains, you come into this gorgeous little space where you've got a single bar with just enough seats for 5 people, and a gentleman who is part cyborg, part man, is there basically currently with chopsticks, swishing a wok back and forth and scrambling an egg in a very special technique, basically. As you come in, you order this food and have this nice interaction with the folks. The people in the restaurant mind don't take much notice of you. They're wanting to keep to themselves. You can tell that they're not interested in being someone's friend, I guess. As you get the rations or the quantity that you want, how much were you looking for? 5, was it? Or 4? 4. 4, beautiful. With 4, it'll probably cost you 100 credits for all 4.
I'd say he pays for that lot, but probably hasn't got much left after that.
Yeah, beautiful. And he basically provides you with these gorgeous, they're almost collapsible bowls, and then seal, keeping in all the heat and everything, perfect insulation. Provides you with essentially what look like tiny little Tic Tacs, but if you press the end, come out into chopsticks, basically. And the smells of umami and dog food fill your nostril.
Pedigree job.
And just so good. It smells premium as shit.
Oh, fucking good to be home.
It's only the best for you.
Thanks, Jackie. And just grab them and leave.
No problem, sir. Be safe. As you exit out of the ramen place.
As we head into the arcade, there's a bag of quarters by the entrance.
Yes.
And I'll give them to JJ and be like, knock yourself out, kid.
Really? How many of these work?
I mean, they all come out, there's like an never-ending bag. But
No, I've seen how you can, I've never played these, but I've seen videos of them, but do they all work?
yeah, repair them all myself.
Thanks, Mr. Neo. Hell yeah.
And I go over to the Miss Pac-Man machine, and I'm just I put the quarter in, and it lights up, and I'm like, and slowly I'm starting to actually slowly but quickly I start figuring it out, and you can kind of see.
as you get eaten by a ghost.
I'm like, damn, that's fast. And then the next time I do it, my levels of understanding are my ability to learn is pretty obvious, and I'm a quick learner.
Yeah.
So eventually I'm clearing different levels, and then I'm put that down. I drop a quarter into Elton John, Captain Fantastic pinball machine. And start
Amazing.
fucking playing on that. I'm just lost in there.
You guys walk off to wherever, I'm not sure what other space you have in here, but this is your hideout, so you guys can describe it to me. And you can just hear the ringing of the bells of the pinball machine, the sounds of, lasers from Space Invader, and stuff kind of going on in the background as Jimmy's going to town on the machines, I guess.
You will see on the pinball machine especially that all the high scores just says Rose.
Yes!
Rose.
Yes! Matt, upper hand for a roll. Yes, dude. Yes. What does it say? How is Rose spelled? Because obviously
it's R0S3.
Yes! There we go. Nice, beautiful, awesome. Okay, yeah. So that's what you're seeing, and some of the scores are what would be nowadays in 2025 world record holding scores, basically. Beautiful. What are the rest of you guys doing as you arrive back with the ramen to the ding, of the pinball machine?
I just bring in food, guys. Got some food.
Be right there, Uncle Jess.
Yeah, make sure you eat up.
Rose will grab a bowl, take it off into her little space, pull sort of a curtain across.
What does your little space look like?
It's probably the only properly separated part of the hideout, where it's just it probably was once a storeroom or something like that. It's not very big. There's
Janitor's closet.
Yeah, there's a really simple bed space in there, sort of a jerry-rigged railing with a bunch of outfits on there. And she essentially just throws the duffel bag that she's picked up and the compad onto this bed space and just falls back and then sits there and eats for a little while.
Amazing.
Is there a pink Hello Kitty poster above the bed? In the all black scenario that
there's a lot of things in this space
that
shall remain hidden.
So it's give me an aesthetic. Give me is there bean bags? Is it almost like a wall hanging curtain? What's the aesthetic of Rose in this space? Give us a bit of a deeper flavor of who she is through the stuff that she has around her.
Dildos.
There is a shelf, if you like, lower down that's just covered with a black cloth.
Nice.
So you can't see that. But above that there are little damaged and broken pop figures and stuff like that. Minifigures of all different sorts of cartoon characters. So you've got Thundercats characters and stuff like that. She was, as a kid, into those sort of cartoon superheroes. But there's also a classy element in here as well. That's sort of her going back to her youth, but then there's the classier elements, a lot of her makeup here from what she's just been able to grab is here as well. You notice that there's actually, as part of that rack, there's just one side of it that is a bunch of really high class outfits.
That is a nice rack.
It's a class rack. But other than that, the rest of it is very much this little girl space, almost preteen space with all these pop figures and just there's probably an old inflatable handbag somewhere, very 90s-esque style, just thrown around somewhere.
So in this age, something that is very common is known as retro chic, basically. And it's this whole idea of being into the stuff that existed when technology was just at its inception, basically, when things were just kind of going around. And not just the technology that comes with that, but the culture and everything that else surrounded that. So the movies of that era, the music of that era, the food of that era, also the big events that were happening at that time. For some reason now, people love news trimmings of Ozzy Osbourne eating a bat, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And, Britney stepping out of, a car and paparazzi and the controversy around, there's lots of, that going around at the moment, especially in the lower layers and then way at the top in the higher layers. However, they're not going for more of the grungy part of it. They're going for more of the sleek, using Nikon cameras to take photos of your friends, instead of using holographic cameras these days and things like that. So Beautiful. I love that. And you just are in that space. It's your comfort space. It's safe. It's home.
It takes her back to a more innocent time in her life.
Yeah.
Is the way I'll sort of wrap that up.
I will give my portion of ramen to JJ because I don't need to eat it. I usually do, but for some reason, but given food is so scarce, I'll give mine to JJ. I'll go over to my little console area. There will be gigabytes old cassette / 8-track / vinyl, whatever it was from old Bessie 1.
Yes.
That'll be there. I'll flick that on and it'll start playing music through the sound system, and I'll transfer Mother onto the arcade network.
Yes, of course. And as you're playing on one of the arcades, you see a little face going, ah. And just to you, not like the screen to all the rest of you isn't saying this, but just to you, you're doing quite well. However, you're going to need to work harder to beat Rose. As you get deeper in there, I imagine.
Yeah. I do see Mr. Neo though passing me the ramen, and I'm like, okay, I'll come back to this. Yeah, I'm getting better. And then I go over and take the ramen. I just go sit next to Uncle Jesse, and I start eating something that I'm not used to eating. And I look at it, I pop the lid on it, and I'm like, and I look to Uncle Jesse, and he's like, just try it. And I start tasting, and like the flavors are just completely foreign to me. Not necessarily instantly pleasurable, but there's something in there that's
You know why? I think it's hard to shake Mother's cooking. And I don't mean Mother the AI, I mean Mother.
Does Mother the AI cook?
Mother!
Mother! It's hard to shake that. There's nothing quite like Mum's cooking. And I think for you, you've had dog food ramen before, but Mum just has that special way with it. And she just knows exactly how to get the flavors that you like together somehow in a dish that really, when you actually have it in its truest form, maybe isn't something that you would actually like. Maybe a testament to your mom and just how well she knows you, rather than the quality of cooking that she provides.
I take another bite. I say,
Uncle Cousin, this is real good, but come on now. My mom's chicken thighs.
Take a blues as you think of home.
And what I'll do, hearing this in the background, I will hack into your mum's house, find the recipe on the server, bring it back and go, Mother, keep that in the archives for when we need it.
Logged for later. No problem.
Not that we've got the fucking ingredients for it, I've never seen a chicken. But when we do find one, we cook it.
So, you talked about this console. I like to imagine in my head that there's some sort of crazy, like you can almost get into like a crazy chair that then becomes like either an orb of like monitors or something crazy like that. So you describe to me what this console, what your like little station, and what song you chose for your record to
Darth
play.
Vader's meditation chamber.
Like a sensory deprivation pod.
Yeah.
I thought, has anyone seen like is it called the Scorpion gaming chair? Where
Yes.
it's like there's a scorpion that
Yeah.
Yes,
come down in front of you.
Yeah. But do I technically need monitors? Or do I just plug myself in and then that's just like my eyes roll back and I'm just like...
Yeah, I love it. I love it. Yeah.
Always knew you loved a plug.
But the song that'll play will be Thin Lizzy, Boys Are Back in Town.
Oh.
Nice, beautiful. Okay, awesome. So you're munching down. Are you plugging in or are you also eating? You've given it to him.
I've given it to JJ. Yeah.
So you're just plugging in at this point, or are you? Who brought the drone? Who had was it in your bag?
It's been brought back essentially.
Okay,
but yeah.
beautiful.
Yeah, 'cause I've got the chip in I.
Yes, you got the chip.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Everything else. Cool.
That's what I'll be doing. I'll be trying to figure out how this virus works and checking the code and everything to make sure it's legit.
Beautiful. So, give me a cybernetics roll, Danny.
Oh, I instantly regret this idea.
Oh,
13!
13!
Dude,
Insane!
it's fucking Neo, dude.
Fucking
He
Neo.
is the one.
He's starting to believe.
Same thought.
As I just go like this and all of the high scores changed to my name.
as Jesse's playing like the dock shoot, and he's like,
So, you kind of access this virus And what you can see is, again, similar to what Rose experienced. Complex code, unlike anything you've ever seen. However, unlike Rose, you are an artificial intelligence. Your mother designed you to be able to handle this level of information, data. As you begin kind of trying to sift through it, what you begin actually being able to do is formulate the alphabet for the code. So you almost begin being able to holographically see in your eyes these numbers and things coming up that are creating a script that you can understand. You almost unlock the key to understand the cipher of the script in front of you, basically. Whoever designed this, Solomon Lane or other, was a master at what they do. They've hidden layers and layers of how this will affect this machine. And from the small key that you've been able to deduce and what you've been able to decipher, you understand that it's almost like a blight. A darkness that spreads, shutting off code, consuming code, eating data. And as you look deeper into this, you can see almost this roiling entity floating in your mind. Think symbiote venom type liquid just undulating and kind of spinning in space. And as you try and focus, almost like being affected by a frequency, you see it and vibrate as different spines almost begin to come out of the viscous liquid hanging in the air. As you look deeper, it begins to pull you in, begins drawing you towards it. What do you want to do?
I think that I don't think that's the right thing to do, because that's how the virus works. I think I would understand that by it trying to draw me in, is it the virus trying to do what it's supposed to do? So I would resist that and try and disconnect from it.
Beautiful.
Would Rose notice any change to that small little window she's got where effectively she's looking at code?
Pulse in the Matrix code.
Cool. You can roll me a savvy check, and you can roll me a grit check.
Oh, I get upper hand as well, because I've got hand.
Nice.
7.
You can exert, if you so please, and spend a heart to re-roll a die.
Is 7 not good enough?
7 is a miss, 8 is a success.
11.
I'm spending a heart. Boom, 10.
Gorgeous, awesome. With an 11, as you are kind of interacting with this, you're watching his code, and you're watching it begin to undulate itself. You're watching it almost beginning to turn into like what looks like a tentacled being. Something weird is going on, and suddenly what was 2-dimensional code in this tiny window of your tablet becomes 3-dimensional space. As you try and pull away, its suction is pulling you in. You almost have to place your hands on a frame that you create in your lucid mind and are almost coding simultaneously against it, trying to push away from the thing that is just pulling you closer, which is darkness. As you look at your hands, you can see them almost going translucent. You manage to force it away and pull yourself out of it as you look at your hands and they're whole again.
You would hear Rose banging on the edge of whatever this is. Neo! Neo!
As I sort of pull out of it, and then I'm, whatever an AI versions of hyperventilating is, I'm just sat there. And then the door will just click and open, and you'll just see me there, just slumped in the chair.
She will sit in your lap, but unprovocatively, like throws herself down and lifts your head and slaps you around the face. You okay? The fuck was that?
And you almost sort of see him boot up again, almost, and you're like, fuck This stuff is crazy. I just had to check if it'd work.
Have I not told you about sandboxing? For fuck's sake.
It can even destroy me.
So stop touching it.
That's the scariest thing I've ever seen.
So stop touching it.
As I always say, if you touch it, you might go blind.
Wrong context, Mother.
Oh, sorry, I was just using an analogy programmed into my mother-based program.
You okay?
I'm now going to take it out of where it was stored and I'm going to put it in a separate case to make sure it's not actually on me, in me anymore. It's separate.
I like to imagine what you put it in is almost like a plutonium like seal. Do you know what I mean? So it locks out radiation. It
The
locks out.
Faraday cage.
Little
and stuff.
Faraday
Exactly.
cage,
Thank you, smart people. I appreciate you guys for fucking helping me. Jesus, I was like, I don't know what the chamber. Thank you. So you lock it in that so that it essentially just cannot be affected inwards or outwards.
But it's an
basically.
analog based
Beautiful.
box.
Love it. Love
So
that.
there's no, you can't hack it to open it. It's a proper manual.
What if we say?
Signal
What
getting
if
in
we
or
say it's a classic Da Vinci
Oh, yeah,
codex
yeah,
cipher?
yeah.
Oh,
so
nice.
it's like spin codex cipher, and you've got what's the word that you would program as the codex?
Fuck around and find out.
That's a big codex.
I do long codes, as you know, for the Zero
Yeah,
Drive,
yeah.
is 17 letters long.
Yeah, of course.
It's actually just fat.
Yeah, Fafo. Fuck around and find out. Thank you, Matt.
It's alright, mate. I got you.
Fafo.
Beautiful. Okay, fantastic. So what I would say as well, Neo, you're able to garner from this moment is that, like this blight, it's degenerative. It like literally eats away at technology and data. So what you felt for the briefest moment was probably your first time ever experiencing what death might be like. So can you please take 3 blues
Oh!
after you came so close?
Fuck me.
Fuck with the virus, my guy.
And
Fuck
find
with
out.
the virus and find out.
I mean, what happens when we hit like max blues?
So,
Trouble.
you can, what I'm going to do, the way I'm going to homebrew this is when you hit 8, you can then access Troubles' Brewing.
Okay.
Troubles' Brewing is a scene that allows you certain buffs and gives you certain abilities to enhance your characteristics. What I would say is I'm going to allow you to continue going over 8, and you can spend the 8 whenever you wish. You will then bank the others for them once the scene is finished. Those will then continue, and you will add on to those as you had. So that will be the little homebrew that we're going to do there for that. Beautiful. Okay, you kind of hear this chaos going on, and you come over. Jesse, you're here. What's Jesse's space in this beautiful arcade that we have? What's your space look like? We've got a gorgeous, like, girly den with awesome outfits and pop figures
Pop figures.
from retro stylings. We've got this crazy command station. What's Jesse's spot look like?
Jesse's spot would probably be in the corner, very similar to the ship. It would be a very run-down, battered sofa, probably something they picked up from the street. Or maybe it's just one of the really like crappy plasticky ones that they would have had in here initially. So it's that little coffee table, probably even stupid like a CRT, connected to a VHS that they do watch movies on. It's very cobbled together. However, then onto one side is a almost perfect wooden bench, and that's where he keeps the guns and tools and the oil. That is meticulous, and yet the rest of it is fucking magazines and crisp packets and everything else all around the sofa, and just doesn't give a shit.
Used condoms.
And he just sits back there, and that thing has got mould and mildew and everything, but he just sits down on it and he doesn't care, and that's where he's eating. He's been looking over. He doesn't actually get that anything like dangerous happened. How many fucking chair? What the fuck happened?
Banging on the chair.
Yeah, and just it's like, has no understanding that there was ever any danger to what was going on there. So he's just eating his noodles, his ramen.
And I'm sitting in the beanbag chair right next to him, eating my noodles. But I see a picture.
As you sit in it, as just little white pellets just out of the side, a little bit, a tiny little tear in the center.
I see a picture on this. It's not even a table. It's like a box, right?
Yeah.
And I just say
Milk crates upside down sort of thing.
Yeah,
Like,
milk
Yeah, love it. Oh,
and I just,
God.
I'm like, I got my noodles in my lap, and I pick up the picture, and I look at it, and looks like there's 4 people in there, and I turn it backwards, and I say,
Uncle Cousin, who's Vega and who's Giga and who's this Isaac guy?
He kind of snaps up from the meal, looks over because like and sees you with the with the picture card, and just picks it up and just puts it in his pocket and then just carries on eating.
Okay.
News.
Yeah.
Drama.
That wasn't gonna slide. That wasn't. He's not. Yeah. Because you've only been with us like what, a week? So
Yeah.
that's not happening.
Neo, if you would like to, let me scan the schematics you received from one Solomon Lane. I would be glad to turn it into a holographic model at which you could interact with.
You know just what to do, Mother.
I had a feeling you needed some cheering up. I sensed some distress in your code.
Yeah. You've always got my back.
You pull out the schematics and place it on what is essentially, it almost looks like a cross-hatched workspace that is basically this table. And when there's nothing turned on or anything there, it just looks like a fucking table with almost like a thing rolled out, like a mouse mat rolled out on top of it. But as you come over, holograms begin appearing and you begin doing Tony Stark shit. You know, doing like all of this, moving that over here and doing this, as this 3D model begins to be formed in holographic space of what looks like, what can only be described as a spinning top. Thin at the top, wide in the center, thick and wide in the center, thin at the bottom. What is in front of you is a space station. The Ocean Corp space station. As you and spread your hands and almost like zoom in like you would on a touch screen, it begins separating out the floors into almost like a blueprint style hologram where you can see where stairs are, how the elevators are working, where the landing bay is. All this kind of stuff begins coming apparent to you guys.
Can Jesse, seeing that hologram, like the other side of the room, this is a big open space, Cuz would just see him just get up like halfway through eating and just literally just stand up and just start walking towards it. And if I can, I'd like to then flash back to him like early corporal, section where he's, only been in the Void Corp for a few months and he gets roped into this training alpha and he's looking at that exact place on the way in with a couple of other recruits, just expecting that all they're doing is testing out some equipment.
Do you know what, Dave? I couldn't have said it myself any better. I've got goosebumps. I was thinking the exact same thing. You read every sentence that I was going to say. It would do perfect. And I think what you would notice the difference is in the version in your mind, you can see various different drones and droids building the top of the spire.
Yeah, so it's not
basically.
even complete yet as he's being taken towards it, yeah.
Exactly. And yes, you would have that moment of like, fuck, I know this place.
Yeah.
Like, holy shit, I've been here before, which, who knows how far it's progressed since then, but you would have a base level. Out of everyone here, whether we read the schematics or not, you have a base memory somewhere deep in there of
It's
what
probably,
it was
again, it's
like.
probably been, he's literally walked down one, not corridor, but one set of corridors. That was all he was taking and walked back out.
Yeah.
That's all he knows. That's it.
Cool. Let's play with Destiny, shall we, Dave?
Yeah.
roll me a d6. You're aiming for above 3.
5.
You remember this flash of you looking at this thing and these droids doing this various bits of work on the top, as it then kind of cuts and crackles to you walking with your fellow comrades by some, like, what look like doctors, but they're carrying like similar comms pads, and walking you through the halls. As you're walking, the door opens to your right. And just in a single brief glance, you see as the doors swing open the words on the door. Lab. As the door opens, a gentleman swivels round in a chair to speak to another colleague across the room. Bald on the top, hair rounds the side, lab coats, thick rimmed glasses. As you make eye contact with him, he nods, and you continue on. That's where we're going to end the session.
Was that Professor Farnsworth from Futurama?
At that moment, though, we cut to a dark room.
Of course.
As a door opens and the light opens up into this almost extended shadow of light into the darkness, you see a figure silhouette walking dum, 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 on a metal floor. As they step to some sort of plinth, as lights ripple outwards, revealing a bridge that they walked along into a giant dome. As they stand there, lights ignite in the distance. Sat, silhouetted, in front of the lights are figures. Some leaning, some sat straight, arms folded. You can almost just see with the light the bottoms of their faces. As the figure in the center stands and goes, "Board, everything is prepared. The protocol has been enacted. When we launch in 2 days, your plans will change the course of history. Is there anything else you need of me before I retire like the others, to spend my last moments with my family before the reset?" As you see one of the lights turn to a red, a voice comes on a speaker. "You have done well as our chosen disciple. And as we bring this godforsaken, technology-infested cesspit of a solar system back to what it once was, we will ensure that you are rewarded kindly. When the Big Bang comes, know that Mother Nature looks down upon you favorably." They sit back, the red light goes back off. The person bows, turning military style on their heels, walking back down the catway and out of the room. So we have a moment of silence. Two of the board members look at one another. Red lights appear. The time draws near. Prepare the pods so that we might survive the blast. And that's where we're going to end our session. Good work, everyone.
Phenomenal.
That was awesome.
Wow, insane. Well, thank you so much for watching this episode of Malt and Magic. as we got into Solomon's Lane as a group. We are super excited to see where this goes, where this takes us, and what twists and turns lie ahead for the group. Please tune in for more of the Orbital Blues and amazing Campaign 2 content that we have going on over on the main section of what we're doing with Matt as the GM. Also, I guarantee Dave will be stepping back into the GM seat at some time in the near future as well.
Absolutely.
So keep your eyes peeled for that. Otherwise, thank you from me, Bodhi, the unexceptional GM. Thank you to you from me, my exceptional players, because what the fuck, guys? That was insane. Well done, team. You guys fucking slap, and it was so much better around the table. I love it.
Oh, it's great.
Yeah, I guess to everyone out there, subscribe, like, comment, help the algorithm, share it with your friends, and catch you in the next one.
Peace out.
See you then.